Today on Dr. Phil.
Strangers are stopping you and saying, lady, don't do this.
Moms who drink.
You drank 17 beers throughout the day.
And drive.
She would be in charge of carpooling home from soccer, and I would see cans of the beer she drinks. If there's anything you can do.
I'm working on it.
I don't want to live like the pathetic person that everybody saw in that video. I want it to stop.
Why don't I believe you? You haven't yet said, help me, please. Your precious child can be laying in this box because of what you do. You put her in that car, you drive drunk. This is exactly where she's going to wind up.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about.
10 seconds to air.
Well, thank you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Ready, camera 5.
3, take track.
Go, Dr. Phil. Let's do it. For all of you in studio today and for all of you at home, I really want you to sit down and let me have your undivided attention. Today's show is going to be a wake-up call for some of you. It's going to be a call to action for others. I say that because I tell you that there are killers among us, and they could take out you or someone in your family. Now, I'm not talking about terrorists with AK-47s or bombs. I'm talking about mothers. Mothers who are getting drunk and then getting behind the wheel and driving carpool around your kids in your neighborhoods. Now, did you know there are 5.3 million women in the United States who admit to abusing alcohol? And the number of female drivers involved in alcohol-related fatal traffic crashes is going up, while the number of male drivers involved in these types of crashes is going down. Look, this is no joke. We all remember a drunken Diane Schuler and that horrific crash on the Taconic State Parkway in New York that killed 8 people, including herself, and 4 young and innocent children. Now, a shattered vodka bottle was found in the minivan that she was driving. There have been many more headlines. Here are some of the latest examples of what I believe is an epidemic on the rise.
For the past 5 years, the number of women arrested for driving drunk has been on a steady increase.
And all too often, children are on board.
Mothers who, instead of protecting their children, are putting them in grave danger.
What's going on with your mom? She was in this restaurant and she got some drinks. She's going too fast.
Diane Schuler packed her car with children, then drove drunk the wrong way on the Taconic, killing 7, including her own daughter and her 3 nieces. Carmen Huertas loaded 7 children into her station wagon, reportedly barreling up the West Side Highway, asking who thinks we're going to crash. An 11-year-old died.
The school bus driver now heading to jail after she was drunk behind the wheel.
55-year-old Martha Thompson had a blood alcohol content of 0.15. The frightened children opened the emergency door in the back of the bus to get out, despite Thompson pleading against it.
You can't get off the bus!
Now, I want to show you guys the level of impairment that we're talking about here. I'm holding an apparatus called Fatal Vision Goggles that are used to demonstrate the behaviors of someone under the influence. Now, these are silver level goggles. They represent a blood alcohol content of 0.17 to 0.20. And remember, Diane Schuler was found to have a 0.19 blood alcohol content. So this is right at what she was seeing. Now, for a 130-pound person, that's about 6 or 7 drinks, and you need to know this. I have a line here that would be a typical sobriety test line that you would have. And I'm going to do the best I can to walk this line, and I'm going to put these goggles on and then walk exactly what I see. Now, I cannot imagine trying to operate a motor vehicle right now. Let's see how I did. The problem is insight. People who are drinking just don't have insight. They don't understand. They think what they're seeing is okay. Now, I recently got a letter from a good friend of my first guest describing what she says is a life or death situation. Erin says that Mary drinks 12 to 18 beers a day and has driven drunk with her children in the car. Now, we recently spent the day with Mary to see just how severe this mom's drinking is. Take a look.
So, how many beers have you had already today?
This is like my second or third.
Are you just gonna keep drinking all day?
Probably. The beer numbs my pain. When I don't drink, I can't handle the things going on in my life. When I drink like one beer, it really doesn't do anything. I really want to get another drink, but we're all out in my car and I can't find my car keys. See, now I'm getting aggravated because I really want to drink another beer. My keys are right here. Well, all right, well now I can drink. It's 2:40. I don't even know how many beers. Probably like 10. Oh, it's 5:29 and I have no clue. Like maybe 15. I do not feel drunk. I feel kind of crappy because I haven't eaten all day, so I kind of feel like I just want to go to sleep, but I have stuff to do, so I can't. I have a friend coming over to watch the dog, and I have to, yeah, I am drunk. I am drunk because I'm saying stupid things.
I definitely think Mary's depressed and she numbs herself with alcohol. You need to get your together or you are going to die. You already lost your kids. Your kids are not going to have a mother. Your life is over. You've chosen that over your kids.
Now, her addiction to alcohol has been spiraling out of control and taking an ugly toll on her life.
The beer does a combination of things. It can make me forget about things.
Holy it's on fire.
Is it? Oh, that happened once before. The light bulb caught on fire. So my house almost burned down because of this. I feel like I'm letting my kids down. I want to be a responsible, normal mother. I'm worried that my drinking problem has already affected my children. I know it has. I know it has. Who needs to live in this crap hole? You know, it's disgusting. I've created my own world. Nobody else should have to live like this. I only see my kids like once or twice a week. It's hard. I'm about to lose my job. I was put on a warning because I had a couple absences. I went to the hospital because I almost passed out at work. My income is not sufficient enough to meet my bills. I have bill collectors, like this phone's probably gonna ring like real soon. I'm not gonna answer because I really can't do anything about it. I feel that I'm on the verge of being homeless. I mean, I know I have a place where I can stay, but who wants to stay on somebody else's couch? I just want to go back like 5 years in time and have everything be normal again.
So, how much have you had to drink today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah. I really want to know who I'm talking to. I want you to take a breathalyzer right now. Okay. I hope you're right, because I hope you're as clear-eyed as you can possibly be. I want to introduce Keith Nothaker of Backtrack Breathalyzers. Keith, can you come up here, if you would, please? Welcome, Keith, please. How you doing? Good to see you again, man. Good to see you. Just step in here, and if you would, this is a breathalyzer that people at home can get, keep in their house, keep in their car, right? If you would set that up, and I would like to have Mary blow so we can find out where she is right now, so I know who I'm talking to.
Okay. Take a deep breath and blow as hard as you can for 5 seconds. Big breath. Keep going. Keep blowing. Keep going. Perfect.
Okay, so she's clean breath-wise now.
That means the current alcohol level is 0.00.
That's what I want. That's fine. Thank you very much. You understand why I want to know that, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't tell me that your brain isn't affected, because it is. You stop drinking today, it would be probably a year before your brain is completely clear. But I at least want you focused while you're here.
Okay, physically
How long
I'm okay.
since you had your last drink?
Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm. So you're focused, you're here, you're present right now.
Right.
Because this is a very important day for you for a number of reasons that I'm getting ready to tell you. And you're not going to like any of them. Not a damn one. When we come back, Mary admits that she's driven while intoxicated, even with her kids in the car. We're going to talk about that, plus Erin's horrified reaction when she sees inside Mary's bedroom for the first time.
Mary, this is crazy. I think Mary's house is disgusting. Holy Mary.
I've driven drunk more times than I can count.
Mary has driven drunk with her kids. She was actually approached at soccer practice and told that she's not allowed to drive her kids there anymore because they were smelling alcohol in her breath.
This other mom, she followed me. She's like, I really want to take you guys home. She said, I don't think you should be driving. And I let her take my son home.
Well, that was Mary and her friend Erin talking about how Mary has driven drunk, even with the kids in the car. Now, you've had DUI before, right?
One,
1987. So you've been at this a long time, right? So you were driving drunk in 1987, and in fact, you had a head-on collision. Total 2 cars. And you are still at it. What do you think about that? We're 2 adults sitting here in bright lights, rational, talking about the fact that strangers are stopping you and saying, lady, no, come on, don't do this.
It's insane.
You are not a stupid person, so tell me what's going on here. You are an intelligent person that can reach out for help, and you don't do it.
I have reached out for help in the past. I've recognized that I had a problem with alcohol.
Right, let's talk about that. You got out of rehab the first time in 2007. You were supposed to go to rehab after work in the evenings. But you didn't do that, did you?
No.
You went home and drank instead? Okay, so that's your reaching out for help?
Well, going to the rehab was reaching out for help, and then I thought I did okay there, and I got home and figured, you know, let's see if I can just have a couple.
Okay, well, you got a second bite at the apple because you had a second rehab stint. You were supposed to go to an aftercare facility in Florida, right? And you said you needed to go home and get your clothes and get your stuff together. Did you ever go to Florida to the aftercare?
No, because they wouldn't let me go home, and it was winter up here. I didn't have the right clothes.
Does your brain know what your mouth just said?
Probably not.
I mean, seriously, you just said, I went to rehab to get recovery from this fatal disease that is destroying my life, destroying my family, cost me my kids, and I didn't go because I didn't have a sweater?
I just felt that I needed to get some more things to have with me if I was going to be away for another month.
So how'd that decision work for you?
It didn't work.
You say you couldn't afford the $15 copay for the aftercare, right?
It was 4 times a week. It would have been $240 a month.
Okay, how much do you spend on liquor?
More than that.
How much?
Probably about 4.
We calculated $500.
Yeah.
Okay, so you couldn't afford the $240 to get well, but you can afford $500 to kill millions of brain cells every day and destroy your life and family. How's that sound?
Crazy.
I really think that people have just turned their backs on her, and that's exactly why I'm trying to help her.
Well, God bless you. Seriously, God bless you for being here and caring about her. Well, Mary used to be able to keep her house clean, but sadly, when drinking becomes your #1 priority, well, actually your number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 priority, it seems like everything else in your life just falls apart. Take a look at this bedroom.
I think Mary's house is disgusting. It's messy, it's unorganized, it kind of smells. The first time I saw her house, it was clear that she had issues, alcohol problems. I had to leave right away. Holy air. This is the first time I've been in here, but this is literally, I guess, really, this is the first time I'm seeing this. Mary, this is crazy.
But this is your real world. This is your life. Look at it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. There you go. You were shocked when you saw that, right? Well, I have something really important to show Mary that will hopefully give her a wake-up call. She needs to put down this alcohol and pick up the pieces of her life. Because I got to tell you, I am not convinced. There is a precise, specific moment when people are ready to make a change. I'm going to tell you what it is when we come back.
I've seen like so many empty beer cans and you can like smell it on her breath. The hardest part is like wondering if this is my fault.
Well, I got up about 45 minutes ago. Like, Lori called because she's on her way to an AA meeting and she wanted me to go. And I'm like, I haven't taken a shower yet. Like, I can't go. So I just got up and started drinking. Tomorrow's a Saturday, so I don't have to go to work. So I'll just repeat the same thing tomorrow. Like, just friggin' drink till I pass out. That's what I do.
Well, that was how Mary looks and sounds in the morning compared to how she looks and sounds after 15 beers. Now, Mary's 13-year-old daughter agreed to talk with us about her mom's out-of-control drinking. Now, I want to protect her identity. Most importantly, Mary, I want you to hear what your daughter has to say about your drinking. So watch and listen very, very carefully.
I know she has a drinking problem. I know she's an alcoholic. I've seen like so many empty beer cans and you can like smell it on her breath. When she is drinking, she was like always in a bad mood and she would yell all the time. She would be in charge of like carpooling home from soccer and I would see cans of the kind of beer that she drinks like in front of her car and she'd be like, oh no, that wasn't a drink or anything. But eventually she just told all the other parents on the team about it and now like other people have to drive me home. Then she hit a parked car and the people who owned the car came outside and they started freaking out and they called the cops and it was like a huge mess. I got scared a lot with her, that she would hurt somebody or that she would hurt herself or that she would be drinking and driving, that she would like go to jail. The hardest part is like wondering if this is my fault because when she's stressful she drinks and I think that it's my fault and that I caused all of this. If she doesn't get help, I think that she's gonna die.
What do you think about what she had to say?
It's the first time I'm hearing that she thinks that it's her fault. It's absolutely not. I didn't realize she felt that way.
Let me tell you something. Children have a unique ability to fill in gaps to their detriment. They fill in, they say, what causes this? Cause and effect, cause and effect. What causes this? They have a way of personalizing that, Mary. They have a way of saying, look, it must be me. You heard her. She even gave you the logic. She said it's the stress, and I cause stress, and she drinks when she's stressed. And what do you think she's going to say to herself for the rest of her life when they come in and find you dead?
She's going to blame herself.
Yeah, you bet she is. Now, before the break, I said I had something important to show Mary. That's your future right there. That's your future. Touch it. Feel it. You haven't seen your daughter for over an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have any idea where she is?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna kill her too? This is your future. Touch this one. You want to see her laying in this box? Look at it. What's it going to take, lady? You gonna put her in this box?
No.
She's not yet. But you put her in that car, you drive drunk. This is exactly where she's going to wind up, right in this box. This is exactly where she's going to wind up. How much is enough? Put your hands on it, touch it. This is your future. Your precious child, her brothers, can be laying in this box because of what you do. I can tell you the exact second that you're going to stop doing what you're doing. You are going to stop when you are so sick to death of it that you won't take it for another minute, not another second of a given day. Not one more second will you take it. You'll get there when you finally say, I don't care how scary it is to get sober. I don't care how screwed up my life is when I am clear-eyed. I don't care how hard it's going to be. I don't care about my job. I don't care about money. I don't care about anything. I won't have this another minute, another day in my life. That's when you're going to change and not before. I want to go backstage and talk to your daughter. Somebody needs to talk to that kid. She thinks this is her fault. Hopefully, she's going to believe me when I tell her it's not her fault, it's your choice, and you make it every single day. You watch, you listen to every word that is said. Put you right back here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to be backstage talking to this precious, innocent child. Right back. We're back, and I'm backstage to speak with Mary's daughter, Kelly, one-on-one about how her mom's drinking has affected her in so many ways. I asked Mary to listen to this very, very closely, so let's go in. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're calling you Kelly today.
Okay.
You understand why,
Yeah.
right? I've been talking to your mother.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about your mom at this point?
Like, sometimes it's like I don't want to be around her anymore because of all her drinking and stuff, and like I just don't want to have to deal with all the drama that comes out of it. And like I love my mom, but it's so hard to be around her and like have a relationship with her anymore. My mom, like when she's been drinking, she says things that are like personal and that you don't want other people to know, and she's like, when she drinks, she can get like really obnoxious and loud, and I like get worried that it's my fault that all this happened. Like, she always used to tell me that she drinks because she's stressed out, and I always think that she drinks because of me or my brothers. I always feel like it's my fault and that I could have done something different. I'm
going to tell you that I know exactly how you feel because I grew up with an alcoholic father. And he was a bad drinker when I was in grade school. He was a bad drinker when I was in junior high and when I was in high school. And, you know, you don't want to bring friends over because you don't know what you're going to find when you get there. I used to go to school sometimes and think that I was different than the rest of the kids, that I wasn't as good as the rest of the kids because I knew that my father was just a train wreck. Mm-hmm. I would feel ashamed of what I was hiding behind my closed door. I came to realize that nothing that I was doing could make him choose the things he chose. When he was sober, it was not because of anything I had done. When he was drunk, it was not because of anything I had done. It's got nothing to do with you. If you have any role in this at all, it's to love your mother through all the pain. It's to let her know that there is hope. Let her know that if she cleans her act up, if she turns things around, that you can forgive her and start over. And you can do that, right?
Yeah.
It's not your fault. And what's more important, you can't fix this. That's why I'm here. And I'd like to make a deal where you do your job and I'll do mine.
Okay.
I always told my two boys, they're older than you now, but I always told them they had two jobs. One was to get an education, and two was to have a really good time doing it. I want you to get a good education to prepare yourself for life and have fun along the way. That's your job. My job is to shake some sense into her head. So what do you think about you doing your job and me doing my job?
I think I can do that.
What would that mean to you?
It would mean everything to me if she could get help and start establishing a better relationship with her family, because if she doesn't get better now, then she's not going to have a good relationship with any of us ever again. She's going to lose all of us. I know that she can do it. She just has to try.
You'll be there with open arms when she comes out of all of this. Anything you want to ask me?
I want to ask if there's anything that you can do.
I'm working on it. And I'm working to give her a wake-up call and get her attention. And let me keep working on it, okay?
All right.
All right? Fair enough?
Nice to meet you.
All right, good to meet you. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Before the break, I went back and was talking with Mary's daughter, Kelly. I asked you to listen very closely. Did you?
I did.
What did you hear her say?
That we don't have a good relationship, that she feels that it's her fault. But we can rebuild a relationship if I can get help and stop drinking.
So what do you want to do here?
I want it to stop.
Really? I know everything that's been going on with you. On the 8th, you were saying you were really down because you're at work and you can't drink. On the 13th, you called one of our producers drunk, talked for 12 minutes. The next day, had no recall of the conversation whatsoever. We came there to shoot with you. You had 4 beers before they arrived at 8 a.m. You drank 17 beers throughout the day. You called our segment director. I'm on the floor. I'm really messed up. I'm not going to drink anymore. I can't even crawl to get another beer. That's your life, right? I mean, that's just a little snapshot. This is a few days that we've been in your world. You've been with me an hour. You haven't yet said one thing about help me, please. I got tens of thousands of emails and letters stacked up that come in constantly. People pleading, begging for help. Dr. Phil, please help me. Please help my family. Yet you're here. You're just looking at your shoes, haven't said one thing.
The reason I'm
here...
Am
I missing something?
The reason I'm here is to get help. I need this to stop.
So why should I do this? I mean, I got 10... Seriously, why should I help you?
Because I can't help myself.
There are a lot of people can't help themselves. Why should I help you?
For that little girl you just spoke to? I don't want my children to grow up without me, whether it's if I'm dead or whether I've alienated myself from them.
Go on, keep talking. Give your feelings a voice.
I don't want to live like the pathetic person that everybody saw in that video. My biggest concern is those kids.
Do you want them to bury their mother?
No. No, I don't.
Then say it. I do not want to die. I do not want my children to bury their mother.
I do not want to die, and I do not want my children to bury their mother. And I don't want to continue the way everybody just saw me and alienate them.
What's going to happen if you leave here and go back to your life? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I'm afraid to go back to it. I mean, fortunately, I have a friend who's going to do her best to help me, but she's got her own responsibilities. I need advice.
Well, there's somebody I'd like for you to meet. Emily is a recovering alcoholic who's been sober for 2 years. She now runs a website to help other alcoholics called emilyism.com. Now, her story was recently featured in People magazine. Emily says that She was Mary before she got sober. Take a look.
In the beginning, I was definitely just a social drinker. When my dad died, it was really traumatic to me. I just could not handle the pain, and that's kind of when I turned into a daily, every evening drinker. There were days I would start drinking at like 11 o'clock in the morning. I was drinking between 12 and 18 beers a day. I just wanted to sit on the patio and drink beer. Being able to take care of the house and all of the stuff that needs to be done when you're a mom was like impossible for me because I drink all night. Have I driven intoxicated with my kids in the car? Unfortunately, yeah. The fact is that alcoholics drive drunk with their kids in the car. I certainly tried to hide my drinking. I wanted to go to the baseball games, so it started off, we'd just have a beer before the game, to 4 or 5, to being late to the game, because drinking took precedence, and that was like this sneaky little trick that the disease of alcoholism does to you. I got my first DUI while I was still a social drinker. I blew like 1 point above the legal limit. I really remembered how horrible it was, but as my alcoholism progressed, I forgot. My second DUI, I'd been drinking all day. I got in the car and I was off and running, and a policeman pulled out. To have guns drawn and put your hands behind your back, it was horrible. And I just knew, from that second that something major in my life had to change. I have 2 years of sobriety. It is a daily struggle. I work really hard at what I have, and that's absolutely okay with me. That's what gives me my happy and full and neat life.
You've been there.
Yeah.
Emily, what do you have to say to Mary?
Sobriety is really hard. It will be the hardest thing that you ever do.
Did you have doubts whether you could ever turn this around?
Yeah. I definitely had doubts, but I had no idea that sobriety would give me the life that I have today. I had no idea. I hoped I would be as happy as I am, but I got a brand new, blessed life.
You think she's serious?
I don't know. Are you, sweetie? I'll help you. Thank you.
There is no excuse. There is no higher calling. There is no higher priority than saving your life and saving your children's mother's life. You think about that. We'll be right back.
I am a 43-year-old woman, and I do not hide my drinking from anybody. I am going to choose to get myself a beer now. I'm go to make dinner. I'll probably have a beer while I'm making up whatever I eat for dinner, and I might sit down and have another one after that.
You weren't stopped drinking. You were stopped drunk. And you went to jail for how long last time?
I was in prison for 120 days.
Have you driven drunk with your children in the car?
There was one, yes, there was one occurrence.
I don't doubt that when you're sober, that you are a loving mother, but I also believe you're an alcoholic. I think you need serious help. I will make that resource available to you if you're willing to make that commitment.
Since the day I left Dr. Phil, I've been sober for almost 5 months. It feels really great not having alcohol within my home or in my body. It's just a lot easier to not feel like I need to hide myself from anybody because I'm hiding the smell of alcohol or something like that.
Since my mom stopped drinking, the house has been more organized. We're all able to sit down and have a family dinner.
I do have a complicated future ahead of me for the choices that I've made. Due to the fact that I have received a DWI, I am facing a mandatory 1 year in prison and loss of license. As long as I have a clean and sober mind, I will be able to endure my punishment. I am extremely grateful to the Dr. Phil Show for giving me the opportunity to go to La Hacienda and conquer this problem. From this point on, it's really up to me. My past isn't my calling card. It doesn't have to be my future.
Joni is joining us now via Polycom video. Joni, you look delightful. It's just so good to see you again.
Thank you, Dr. Phil.
What do you want to say to Mary?
Well, Mary, you're very blessed to be able to be there now at this moment in your life. As you've heard, I've got a lot of a future ahead of me because of the mistakes that I've made through the law. And it's, you have a lot more hope than you can imagine.
And right now, you're up in the air facing what could be a year-long prison term, correct?
That's right.
And, you know, Mary, you're hearing from other people that have been down the road just like you that have turned this around. You know, Emily's gotten traction. How long sober now, Emily?
2 years.
2 years. Joni, 5 months. You know, she may wind up in prison. You may wind up in one of these caskets we had out here. I don't know. There comes a point in time where you have to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, I make my stand now. I make my stand here. I make my stand now. Have you ever had a better chance?
No, never.
Have you ever had as much love, support, help, caring around you than you have right now?
No.
Your daughter's sitting back there in a room begging me to give you help. Your friend wrote and brought you here. Emily got on a plane, came here to talk to you. I'm here. All of these people are here. Has there ever been a better time than right here, right now?
No, now's the time. Now's the time.
There are moments in time where you make pivotal decisions that determine the outcome of your life, good and bad. Is this one of those moments?
It is. I don't think I'm going to have this opportunity again with the support of my family and friends and the help that I'm asking you to give me.
You've been to rehab before.
Twice.
But you haven't been to rehab like I mean when I say rehab. This is a serious, medically supervised program that requires people to do things that you don't think you can do. But what I know is what's going to happen if you don't. Rich Whitman, the director of La Hacienda Treatment Center in Texas, is on the phone. Now, Rich, you've been listening the entire time, correct?
I have, Dr. Phil.
You've been listening to Mary. Anything you want to say to her?
Mary, as Dr. Phil already pointed out, you've got a ton of excuses, girl. And the one thing you need to know is you don't get to go home and get the sweater. You need to leave the show. You need to come right here. If you don't want to leave the show and come right here, you probably just need to go home because it is that big of a deal. You and I both know if she goes home first, we'll start over. She'll start drinking again. And it's time to begin. And then after we begin here, it's time to kick into an aftercare plan. I know Emily can explain to you hers. I know that that lady has something that she does on a daily basis.
Mary, that is the offer. It is conditional, and it has a time limit. And that condition is now, and that time limit is now. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
We'll be right back. You know, when we started the show today, I said this was one of those times where somebody's life could be saved. I mean, I really hope, whether you're like Mary and you have a problem with this, or that somebody that you love and care about has a problem with this, I hope you hear what we're talking about today. There is no better time than right now. I really want to thank all of my guests for being here today, particularly Rich Whitman at La Hacienda. If you're not in a position where you can get to La Hacienda or a place like it, find something, find that resource in your community. And Keith Nothaker from Backtrack, thank you so much for being here today. And, you know, you may not be aware that you're intoxicated, and that's why these Backtrack things are so important. And in fact, we are, with Keith's generosity, going to send everyone in the studio audience home today with a Backtrack S30 breathalyzer. These are available in retail stores across the country. Put them in your car. If you're out to dinner, you've had a few glasses of wine, get in your car, blow, and see whether or not you're safe to drive. Don't trust your own instinct. Look at the science and see if you are. If you've got kids that are just getting a drinking age and don't know how to gauge this at this point, put it in their car. Let them use it. If you got 4 cars, buy 4 of them. Also, I'm going to put a list of questions on my website to figure out if you or someone you love just might be an alcoholic and haven't acknowledged it yet. You can also log on to drphil.com for more information about this show. You can share your comments with me on my blog at blog.drphil.com, or you can send me your thoughts on Twitter, because I enjoy that dialogue and that conversation. Thank you so much for being here, and good luck to Mary.
Today on Dr. Phil.
My family hasn't let go of losing my father.
He held them together.
Being in this house now is hell.
Yes.
You've actually attacked your sister.
Now they're falling apart.
I'm hiding behind my drug use to deal with my father's death.
Are you high now?
Yes.
So you've done heroin here at the studio?
Yes.
It's time
I'm going to speak for this dad.
to make things right.
If your father was here, he would tell you. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about. Are we ready to move? Let's do it. Go, Dr. Phil. He was their rock, the family role model, the one that really held them together. Now, no one in the family ever imagined that this would happen to him.
Just over a year ago, my husband Paul passed away with throat cancer. Paul was the love of my life. We were married 30 years. It's hard to let go.
When my dad first died, I felt like I had to take care of everyone to help take care of my mom.
I still cry every day. My mom still cries every day. It feels like it just happened yesterday.
Seeing my dad suffer was really hard, but I do think about the guy every day. I miss him.
I miss just saying I love you, Dad, and hearing him say I love you too. My dad was my best friend in the world.
We don't really talk about the death of my husband as a family because it's just too painful.
I never thought at 20 years old that I wouldn't have a dad anymore.
My family hasn't let go of losing my father.
But there's more to this picture than just the loss of a family member. When I say just, I don't mean to trivialize that, but it can have ramifications we don't anticipate. This is now a family who has been shattered beyond recognition.
Our family has really changed. Everything's falling apart.
Before my husband died, we all got along very well.
I never imagined our family would turn out like this.
My father's death has affected my sisters a little harder than it has affected me.
I feel like I'm under pressure. Living in this house is crazy. It's very chaotic here. I have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Watching her father collapse and die in the manner that it happened has caused her great, great pain.
I heard my mom screaming and see my dad standing over the sink. The look on his face was like a scared child.
His main artery had burst.
There was blood everywhere.
Emotions are very raw.
Well, I'm here with Debbie, Jamie, Erica, and Taylor. It's been about a year, correct?
Yes.
This has hit you in ways you didn't anticipate, true?
Right. Yes.
Correct.
Let me start with you. What's been the biggest thing?
I think that I didn't help the kids grieve. I think I kind of shut down. It was a long sickness through different things. And I think after he was gone, I felt like part of me was gone and there was no fight left for me. Mm-hmm. And so I think we all went our own way and grieved instead of grieving together and never really discussed how we were grieving.
You never really talked about it, never gave it a voice. Do you ever talk about him?
Yes. Yeah.
In what light, Taylor? What do you say?
We just talk about how funny he used to be. He always made us all laugh. And just about how much we love him and how much we miss him. I mean, I know I talk to these two about my dad, and every morning they're both crying when I come upstairs. And we all talk about him.
And do you think this is not going the way it should?
No, not at all.
Well, how should it go?
I think we should all be grieving together. I think that we should all be talking about them together. It shouldn't be something not talked about. And
you feel that you talk about a lot. I feel like we don't talk about it.
I have a boyfriend of 5 years who I talk to a lot. Even I've seen myself turn to him more than these guys. And yeah, we talk about like funny things he'll say, or we'll see something that'll remind us of him and we'll say something about it, but not ever just sat down and all talked about how we felt about it.
Are you saying you think you should not talk about it so much?
I think we should.
You think you should?
I think we should, yes.
But you just don't?
We just don't.
And you agree with that? Y'all don't really talk about it? What's your take on this?
Every night before I put my kids to bed, when we say our prayers, we say, "Good night, Papa." I still open up to them about talking about them.
How about you?
Usually it's when something reminds us of him is when it's brought up and talked about.
Well, you say that being in this house now is hell.
Yes.
And you're very angry. You've actually attacked your sister. So why is it hell living in this house?
I see my whole family hurt, and I can't help them. I see my mom crying every morning, and I don't know what to do for her. And I see her very upset and hurt and scared.
I think it's because we have different issues, the way different people handled the grieving. I guess my biggest question to you is, how do we come together as a family and deal with grieving in a healthy manner instead of everyone going their own way?
Well, Debbie's kids say that after their dad died, that Mom here just shut down and checked out. Take a look.
My mom's not the same person since my dad died. I feel like she kind of checked out.
Now that he's gone, I don't have him to lean on, and I have to handle everything on my own. It's like I'm having to start life all over again.
She's stressed to the max. I can see her falling apart emotionally.
I cry every single day, but when I cry, I know the kids don't like to see it, so I try to hide it.
My mom, her whole personality has changed.
I felt like I kind of pulled away from my children because I was numb and trying to just go on with everyday life. I'm trying to deal with my grief and my children's grief, but I just can't because I've lost my best friend. There is only so much a person can take.
Okay, now you also have started dating, true?
Yes.
So, and you guys aren't sure that you like that idea?
It's odd. Our whole lives, our parents were together, you know. I mean, he is a very good guy, and he genuinely cares about all of us, but it's still just weird. It's not your parent. And
are you okay with it, or do you feel guilty about it?
I think a lot of people probably thought it was too soon, but we were friends, and it started out as friends and leaning, and I never in a million years really thought I'd start dating that fast right away either. But on the other hand, for 5 years, I think I was waiting for the other shoe to fall. I think my grieving process began during sickness.
Well, look, before dying, Jamie's dad gave her his final wish. We're going to talk about how she's struggling with that when we come back.
You are watching Daytime's #1 talk show.
When my dad got cancer, my brother pulled away and stopped coming around.
It was really hard for Paul to watch his dad withering away.
I miss my father every day. I just don't wake up every morning and let it ruin my day.
Paul says he's at peace with it. I don't think he's totally at peace with it. I really don't.
I think my brother feels guilty because he pulled away when my dad got sick.
I feel like my brother ran away from this house. He just couldn't take the pain.
I don't feel like I'm running away from the pain. I just have my own things to do.
I know he has a family of his own now. I need my brother. I need him to reconnect with us.
Well, Paul, you have a different view of this. I mean, you feel like you're dealing with this okay?
Yeah, I do. I feel like my father suffered for so long. I'm kind of at peace that he doesn't have to suffer anymore.
I also feel at peace with that part. I feel that he's done suffering, and I know he's in a much better place. I feel at peace with that. I think I struggle with different flashbacks a lot. of the time he was sick, where I would rather remember the time when he was well.
I think that he's at peace about him not suffering anymore, but I do think that he does carry guilt around because he wasn't around when my dad got really sick with the cancer.
Is that true, or are you okay with this?
I wasn't around at the house. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. I just had when everything was going on. I was actually the one taking him to his doctor's appointments every Wednesday. So I don't know why you guys feel like I ran away. I don't feel like I ran away at all. A 1-year-old
I feel
and a
like you
2-year-old.
should come over more to be with all of us. You don't come to the house at all.
Your
with
house
the
is
kids.
chaos.
I have
the
There's
same
yelling.
feeling.
You got 3 dogs. The one dog tried to bite my son.
All right, look, let's talk about this for a minute, because you each seem to have an idea about how grieving is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, and what I want to tell you is, if that's your idea of how grieving is supposed to go, then that's the way you should grieve. And then you have to ask yourself, is this working for me? Because there's no right way or wrong way to go about this, okay? You're not right, and your brother's not wrong. It's just simply put, you have to do what's right for you. And if for you, you need to talk about it, for you, you need to think about it, for you, you need to do certain things, then embrace that and do that. But don't try to impose that on your brother. It seems to me that he is at peace about this. Now, does that mean that at some point in the future, he's not going to come to some revelation that there's a feeling that he's not been in touch with? That may be, and it may be 6 months from now, it may be a year from now, it may be 5 years from now, and that will be okay for you. Because right now, is your life working for you?
Yes.
And you love your father.
Oh, yeah.
And you miss your father.
Yes.
Of course. And you have your own family, and you're focused on life and beginnings and things going right for you. And it seems to be working for you, correct?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean if there are some things you can do to help these guys, and it's something you feel like you can afford to give, then by all means do that, because you love your family, true?
True.
So do that. But one thing I don't want to happen here is I don't want you to get painted as some bad guy that abandoned your dad or fails to grieve or doesn't plug into your family. You have your own family. If this is working for you, Paul, then God bless you. And I know that your dad would be smiling down at you taking care of your family as a father and doing what you need to do.
I just wish he'd come over more. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like. That's what I meant.
Well, you could always go to his house, and there's reasons why he doesn't want to come around Mom's house as much anymore, which you should understand also.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's the way you feel, then you should do that. If you want more connection with your brother, create it. But don't just sit back and say, well, I'm hurting and it's your job to come attend to me.
Well, I know that. I wasn't expecting.
Well, I'm not sure you do.
Okay.
Because you're saying that he should do that for you. And to the extent you can, if she needs that, by all means, help her through this time. That's what family is all about, is supporting each other. But you have to take the initiative, too. You miss your brother.
Yeah.
That's real clear to me. You miss your brother. And
at the same time, I'm not really getting too many phone calls from you.
Well, that's my point. I mean,
Yeah, you could go out of your way to go by him.
you need to initiate as well, and then hopefully this will kick off and go forward. But now, by the same token, let me say to you, as I'll say to each one of you, Taylor, do what works for you. You feel the need to talk about this. You feel the need to emote about this and let your emotions come out. If that's what you need to do, then do that. You can't do anything wrong as long as it's not self-destructive. You know, for a lot of time, people thought, they always kind of talked about the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross model of grieving, you know, where you started out with, you know, shock and anger,
Steps, yeah.
you know, go through the stages. But we now know through more study and research on this that these things don't move in a simple progression. You may have 3 or 4 emotions going on at one time, and one of you might move through it in 3 months. One of you might move through it in 3 years. And 3 months is not better at it than 3 years. You do what works for you. You meet yourself where you are, and you do what works for you. Now, the family wants to move past their father's death, but they say their sister Erica is holding them back. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Erica's drug use is tearing this family apart.
I'm definitely hiding behind my drug use to deal with my father's death.
Her drug addiction is going to kill her.
Not only are we trying to deal with the fact that my dad died, we also have to deal with the fact that my sister has a drug problem.
I'm definitely hiding behind my drug use to deal with my father's death.
Erica's drug use is tearing this family apart. Drug use is bad. It's a daily thing.
I was depressed. I just kind of broke. I was introduced to Oxycontins, and I felt like it made my whole life better.
I'm very disappointed in her. I just wish she would have made different decisions in life. Her drug addiction is going to kill her.
So what are you doing messing with drugs?
Well, originally what it was is that it wasn't about my father when this happened in the beginning. I was depressed. I wasn't getting out of bed. I wasn't doing anything. And she said, here, take this. It'll make you feel better.
Mm-hmm. Somebody gave them to you?
Somebody gave it to me, yes. She said, this will make you want to get up. It will make you want to, clean. And it did. And I was happy.
And it didn't occur to you that an unqualified person was giving you illegal drugs and that might not be the best coping strategy?
At that point, I think I was just at, well, yeah, of course. I mean, drugs are bad. I do know that.
You knew that at the time?
Yeah, I mean.
So you just made a really bad decision?
Yes, horrible decision.
Okay, and now what are you abusing now?
Now it's progressed since probably June to heroin.
How much are you doing?
A lot.
Be honest, please.
Probably, I don't know the exact grams on them, $60 to $100. So it varies. I mean, where I'm at right now with it is that I'm doing just enough not to be sick. There's not even a high anymore. It's not doing what when I started for making me not feel. It doesn't work. The best way I can say is it doesn't work like it did before with me not having to feel.
Where are you getting the money for this?
Through unemployment right now.
So you're getting money from unemployment and buying drugs with it?
Does Mom ever give you any money?
This is where to lay it out.
Yeah, you gotta tell the truth.
There's been times she doesn't know that's what.
She tells me it's for gas or cigarettes. She doesn't say, give me money for drugs.
You don't know that she's doing drugs?
Yes, I know she's
So you did know
drugs.
she was doing drugs?
Been trying
Then
to.
why would you give her money?
Been trying to look for a different doctor that'll help her. I've put her away twice.
I think my mom just doesn't know what to do.
I tried to, and the last place that she went, I really thought she was gonna stay clean, but then her insurance ran out because her job ran out, and she no longer had the therapy she needed.
She lost her job,
Mm-hmm.
probably due to the fact of her drug addiction.
No, Jamie, it also had a lot to do with the fact that I was diagnosed with PTO after watching Dad pass away.
With what?
After the way our father died was his main artery burst, and me and her were there, and I watched my dad bleed to death. So there was a lot of work missed from that. And I never pulled myself back together after that, after he passed away. And I did start using drugs again. Because that's what I've known for 5 years.
Are you finding that as your excuse, just out of curiosity?
There's no excuse, Jamie. I know what I'm doing is not right.
Well, it makes me feel like you use his death as an excuse for it.
Well, Erica says she isn't the only one in the family that's taken drugs. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Everybody's struggling with the death of my dad, but what no one knows is if I don't get help, that there will probably be another death in the family.
My whole family knows that I used heroin before and that I was addicted to Oxycontin. What they don't know is that I'm addicted to heroin now. No one really knows the extent of how bad it is. I wake up in the morning to get the boys ready for school, and the first thing I do is heroin. Just get their school clothes, come downstairs, get them ready, send them off to school, go back to sleep for a while. I wake up, I have to do a little bit more of the heroin. It's been 4 hours since I did any heroin or took a Vicodin too, so I'm starting to feel sick. I'm starting to feel really anxious, and I'm starting to get like the cold sweats, and my hands are getting clammy. I'm getting scared. I kind of sneak off when no one's really paying attention and do the heroin and then just come back down and act like I went up there to get a shirt or something. I took heroin twice today, and I can probably last for another 2 hours at most before I have to again. I'm afraid of my family knowing that I'm still using heroin. I'm afraid of losing my kids, and I'm afraid of dying.
Okay, so you did heroin twice before this field shoot that we did with you here.
Yes.
Okay. Are you high now?
I've used today, yes.
Because you seem high now. I'm just, you know, I've been doing this a long time.
I think she stays high.
I do.
You don't seem straight now at all. So have you used today?
Yes.
How long ago?
The last time was probably an hour and a half ago.
Hour and a half ago? So you've been at the studio how long?
Since this morning.
So you've done heroin here at the studio?
Yes.
Okay. Not okay. Erica says she isn't the only one in the family that's taking drugs. Let's get this on the table.
I couldn't imagine living Erica's life. I've tried to put myself in her shoes. Her life sucks. It scares me to do drugs because of what they've done to her.
I think Taylor's being a hypocrite. She smokes pot, and I believe that there's some other drug use too.
We've done cocaine together a couple times.
And I took pills with her before. Which I know is wrong because I am the older sister, but I'm not the one who started her out.
So, Mom, are you aware of this development?
I was aware of her pot smoking. I was not aware of her taking pills.
I'd like to know.
You'd like to know that what we've taken together?
I know that we've done drugs together, Erica. Yeah.
Taylor, you've also been taking Vicodin.
I don't take Vicodin, Erica. I really haven't been. So.
Never?
I have before, yeah. I'm allergic to codeine. I can't take that. You can ask Mom. I had an allergic reaction in the hospital, so I don't know how.
Taylor, you just asked me the...
So what do you think about all this? You seem really hostile about all of this.
I mean, we did get in a physical confrontation, and I have since then read up on heroin, oxys, enabling, which I believe my mom's a big enabler. I knew that my sister Taylor smoked marijuana. I wasn't aware that she was also following in Erica's footsteps.
I don't feel I am, though.
I don't agree with drugs. I don't agree with any of this, anything. And it does make me angry and somewhat disappointed to know that, I mean, I know that my sister Erica was doing the drugs, but to know that Taylor, after seeing everything she's gone through, would even try or attempt to take a pill.
You flew in here, right?
Yeah.
So that means you smuggled the drugs onto the airplane?
Yes.
You know, through security and onto the airplane. You have any idea what happened if you got busted with those drugs? You think that would be okay, or you think it'd be a serious problem?
No, I don't think that it's okay. I don't think anything that I'm doing is okay. That's why I'm here. Because I don't want to do drugs. I mean, I don't think anybody says I want to be a drug addict when I grow up. I have tried to get help. I am the one who put myself in rehab the last time. It's not.
Well, what's your point? Are you saying you're...
I think you need more than 4 days in rehab.
More than 4 days, yeah.
I think so too.
You need to follow up with all your...
The last program I was in, I was doing very well. I was in intensive outpatient. I was doing very well, and my insurance was ran up. So basically, they just sent me on my way because I didn't have any more money to help to fund it, and I think that I was pulled out of that before I should have been.
Well, you know what? I'm a father, and I have a family that I'm sure I'm going to leave behind someday. I certainly hope so. I hope I'm the first to go instead of my children. I'm going to speak for this dad when I come back.
Erica and I have gotten into physical fights over her drug use.
She just kind of snapped and she attacked me.
I pinned her to the ground.
I made it very clear to her if she ever put her hands on me again, I was calling the police.
I thought if I was stern with her, I could convince her to quit. I've begged her, I've cried to her, but nothing can make her stop.
I feel really judged and misunderstood.
I feel like I lost my sister and a friend.
He was the rock of this family. He was the magnet that held it all together. He was what we call the kin keeper, you know, the one that kind of pulls everybody together and gets everybody moving in the right direction. His absence has been strongly felt. His wife, Debbie, has done what she feels she can do to keep the family together. Jamie seems very angry about this to me. Erica's addicted to drugs. Taylor's saying, I'm hurting with this, and I feel about it every day, but is also dealing with drugs. Paul has his own family and has said, look, the only time is now. I'm doing what I can and living in the moment with my own family. Now, I'm going to tell you from a father's point of view here, because, I mean, your husband's not here, your father's not here. So let me just kind of tag team in for him for a few minutes and tell you that any father who leads a family, guides a family, and then is lost and looks back and sees them turning on each other and spinning out of control and being self-destructive is not going to be happy. This is not the legacy that you want to leave behind when you've spent your life nurturing and providing for and creating a family. And it's a real good excuse to use to justify doing drugs, the pain, but you were doing drugs before. And you wrote in and said, I need help here, our family needs help. You didn't tell me you were doing drugs. You didn't tell me.
I didn't write that in the letter, but as soon as the producers talked to me, I told them right away that I.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But you understand that at some point you've got to say, the only time is now. The only people here are these. Right. And we have to grow up and make some choices. Right. Honor your father. I would hate to think that when I passed, that every time people thought of me, they cried. I mean, I would think that when they would think about your father, that you would have some joy in your life. You would celebrate the years that you had him instead of just the time that you lost him. This doesn't make him proud.
No, I do have a lot of joy in times that I think about it. I think that I'm more stressed out dealing with her, worried about losing her, that it's making me not be able to get over a lot of the loss of losing him. I'm afraid of the same feelings. I'm afraid of walking on eggshells.
And that's why you give her money? You're so concerned about her drug use that you finance it?
I don't give her money for drugs. I do not give her money for drugs.
Come on, Mom.
She says,
no,
she says, can I have money for a pack? She says, can I have money for a pack of cigarettes?
Okay,
I didn't know she can go out and buy it.
You're not a dummy. If that was true, I tell you, if I'm dealing with an addict, I mean, it's the same thing I do when I see somebody on the corner that says we'll work for food. I'll bring them some food, but I'm not going to give them money. If she needs something, I wouldn't buy her cigarettes. What'd your husband die of?
Throat cancer.
Throat cancer. So you'll buy her cigarettes. Come on, Mom. And you got to know if she needs money for her utility bill or something and you want to do that, then you can do that, but you don't give an addict money. You know what an addict's going to do with money, right?
I know. I don't. I guess I figured when I gave her the $7, she really was getting cigarettes because she really is smoking and having cigarettes.
Okay, I can't help you, lady.
No, but I meant I don't.
If you're going to argue with me that it's okay to give addict money, then we just are so on the
I understand that. I didn't think I was giving her enough to get a drug. I didn't think I was giving her enough to buy a drug. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying, like, here's $20.
It's not hard for my mom to do that because we all approach her like, hey, Mom, can I get $5? We all do it. I mean, well, I know I do.
Okay.
But
Fine.
I do think she's an enabler. I think she doesn't realize she
And
is.
I'm trying to stop that enabling. And that's why she says sometimes I feel like I lost my mother and father because
Okay, well, it's
I
okay
have
then. As
stopped
long as you
a
all
lot.
ask for money, it's okay. So let's just pretend that it's okay.
No, it's not okay. It's
Why
not
are you
okay.
wasting my time telling me it is? You know better. Are you just wanting to be right?
No.
I mean, let's call a spade a damn shovel,
I'm
okay?
wrong, right.
You have an addict daughter and you're giving her money, she's buying drugs with it. Come on. Listen, kill the messenger, I don't care, but somebody's got to tell you the truth. Pull your head out. This girl's going to kill herself, and you're going to go, well, I gave her money. I pretended she wasn't an addict. I looked the other way. I worried. I suffered in silence. I went and touched her at night to see if she was still warm. So I did my vigil as a mother. There's more to it than that.
I know that. I've been trying to help a way to get her help. I don't
Then
just
quit
close
kidding
my
yourself.
eyes to it. I don't kid myself.
You enable her. You allow it to happen.
Okay, I need a break. We'll be back. Frankly, my assessment of that is that you're doing pretty darn well. Frankly, I think you're dealing with it. It's very emotional for you. And I think that helps to heal the wound some. I think you're doing a good job with that. This flirtation that you have with drugs, you need to stop that right now, or it's going to bite you. Stop it right now. If your father was here, he would tell you what I'm telling you right now. Let me speak for him. You stop this right now. Don't you play with it ever again, period. And whoever's giving it to him, you tell him to get out of your life, get out of your space, get away from you, and don't you do this. Do not do it. Now, you know your father would tell you that if he was here.
Yep.
So let me speak for him. You know, you're very upset about this, as you well should be. I don't blame you a bit. When you go through a grieving process, it's easy for you to get trapped, your brain to get trapped in a loop. And really, it's a neurological thing. Your brain gets trapped in a loop. Dr. Frank Lawless is here. He's from the Lawless Peavey Psychoneuroplasticity Center. We just call it PNP. He's also chairman of the Dr. Phil Advisory Board. Dr. Lawless, these aren't the only people that are going through the grieving process, and there are things we can do. It's kind of meditatively, it's kind of imagery sort of thing that helps us get out of these brain loops. True?
Absolutely.
And what is that?
Well, first of all, you have people who get over anxious. Their anxiety goes out of whack, and we see a lot of this, and consequently, people try to basically make themselves numb, and that's part of the drug issue. If you're having anxiety, deal with the anxiety. There's biofeedback, there's meditation, there's all kinds of relaxation strategies.
That don't have the side effects of drugs.
Absolutely.
You have also created an imagery CD that people can sit down in a quiet moment for a period of time during the day and go through an imagery progression that helps get out of these brain traps and helps lessen the anxiety. True?
That's right. It keeps you moving forward, and it does it in a positive way so that there's this kind of sense that you have hope. There's going to be an end to this, and it's going to be a very positive one. So it's important to listen to it every day so that you get this kind of generation of hope and kind of a sense of spiritual support.
And it's called Finding Peace, Coping with Grief and Loss. And I want all of you to use that. And in fact, I want to give one to everybody in the studio audience today to have for yourself or for someone else. And viewers, you can go online and buy this CD at drphil.com. It is a powerful, powerful tool. Now, I don't know what to do with you. You know, Rich Whitman is here from La Hacienda. He was actually here today on some other business, and I asked him to sit in and listen to this show to hear what you had to say. I don't know if you are at all serious about overcoming this addiction.
Absolutely serious about it.
I'm not sure I believe that. You smuggled drugs here. You've snorted up in my studio today, which is the ultimate disrespect. I think that is just
I'm petrified of the withdrawal.
You ought to be petrified of a lot of things. You're smuggling drugs on airplanes and crossing state lines.
You're going to die. That's what you should be.
You're in serious jeopardy, and you want to fight about it. I don't know. Rich Whitman from La Hacienda, which everybody knows, I think, is the preeminent drug rehabilitation facility in America today. People come there from all over the world to go through this very serious treatment program. What do you think about this, Rich?
Well, normally I get a little better chance of knowing who the individual is and that before we move forward here. What I've heard and what I've seen right now is definitely a young lady who's desperate. There's no doubt about that. One that you use drugs because you like to get high, and you need to acknowledge that. It concerns me that there's an excuse behind her use.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not hearing any honesty here.
It's a
I'm hearing, well, I relapsed. You like to get high. You go from one high to another.
Miss, I'm in the profession. I know what I treat, okay? I know it's a disease. There's also, here's the thing, and you're absolutely right. I've never met anybody who raised their hands and said, you know what, I want to become an addict when I get older. I've never met anybody like that. But there is a certain point that when you get to that stage in your life, that when you recognize the fact that, yes, I have become one, then you have to start taking some responsibility for that to move forward. Knowing that you need treatment is one thing. Wanting treatment is another thing. Being willing to go to any length is a whole different gig. And my question is, are you willing to go to any length whatsoever to get help right now?
Yes. Any length. Yes.
You have children at home?
Yes.
They're not going to see you.
I know, but it's better than me dying and them never seeing
Could
me.
find you, Dad.
You're not going to go home. I mean, you know, they're going to be out of the game for a while.
I know.
But it's better to be out of the game for a while than out of the game forever.
And you've got to get into the game. You've got to get your head out and understand what's going on here. Because let me tell you something, too. The three of you have knowingly allowed 2 children to live with a heroin addict.
She lives with me.
I hope she does.
She does. I took her into the house because I would not do that. I take care of them. I'm very close to them.
She's not with her unsupervised?
No.
Ever?
No. No, I didn't even know she was using heroin until I just watched this tape to this point. I know she experimented with it. She had me buffaloed because I'm stupid, because I want to believe with my heart. I listened to her lies because I wanted to believe with my heart. You know how many times I would say after she got straight, is there something wrong with you? No. You know what? You have to build trust. You have to do this. You have to do that. And that's why they call me an enabler, because I wanted to believe in my heart so bad she was not using anymore.
Let me tell you, if she goes away, you got as much work to do while she's gone as she does while she's there.
I would do anything.
Well, you think about this. We'll be right back. You know, if you're in a grieving process, on drphil.com, I'm going to have a lot of information there. You know, I wrote a book last year called Real Life, Preparing for 7 of the Worst Days of Your Life. And one of them is the day your heart is shattered. But I want you to know it's supposed to hurt. That's okay. And however you go through it, as long as it's not destructive, then that's okay. And I'm going to take an outline from that chapter, and I'm going to put it on drphil.com. And when you need it, you click there. I mean, you can buy the books if you want to, but I'm going to put this on drphil.com so you can find it. Rich, what do you think? Is this worth a shot, or do we need to do some things ahead of time?
You and I always believe they're all worth a shot. They're all worth a shot. I do have to say, where there's no enablement, there's no addiction. You know, if we keep supporting it, it's going to continue to flourish.
And you can support it by lying to yourself, is what we're telling you, believing what you want to believe. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask this man to extend this facility to you. And I want to tell you, when she gets there and gets detoxed and gets into this program, if she so much as stutters, if she so much as stammers, if she starts this diva crap, you put her butt on the curb and let her go make her own way. This is a privilege, not a right, and you better work hard for it.
I will. Thank you.
Dr. Lawless, thank you for sharing this wonderful tool for us. I think sometimes when we say, you know, there's a CD with imagery to listen to, people go, well, you know, how powerful can that be? It just kind of doesn't have face validity. But let me tell you, this is a meaningful and powerful tool. The day will come that you or somebody you really care about is going to face this challenge. So thank you for sharing that with all the audience and making it available. Thanks for being here. So long.
On Dr. Phil.
Your son fathered a baby with an 11-year-old child.
The shocking story
Lisa knew Hope was pregnant and was hiding it.
I had no idea.
of a preteen mom.
What made you think about having sex in the 6th grade?
What were the parents thinking?
They don't want to take blame for this happening.
We're being treated as criminals.
Are you kidding me? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I hate to see people suffering, and you've heard long enough.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
I'm going to get you the help that you need.
In 5, 4,
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Go, Dr. Phil.
Hey guys, how are you? Well, with the popularity of TV shows like 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom, we've all become familiar with and perhaps slightly desensitized to the perils of teen pregnancy. In fact, to many, it may no longer seem shocking to see a virtual baby pushing her baby in a stroller. Well, I'm going to test that theory today, because I think you are going to be shocked. Because the young mother you're about to meet was not 16. She wasn't 15. She wasn't 14. She wasn't 13. She wasn't even 12. She was 11. Yeah, you heard me right. I said that she was pregnant at 11. Now, she's 12 years old and the mother of this beautiful baby girl. Now, before we get started, I want to introduce all the players in this preteen baby drama. First, I want you to meet Hope. She is little baby Ashlyn's 12-year-old mother. Next, I want you to meet Bailey. He's the 14-year-old father. Now, Hope's parents are Lisa and Matt. The boy's parents are Sharon and Rod. Now, Lisa and Matt aren't together anymore, and he has a new fiancée, Kayla. So she seems to be the only one in the bunch that is wondering, what's going on here? Because she's the one that wrote to me saying, help. How did this happen? That's the question. How did an 11-year-old get pregnant? Well, her mom, Lisa, says she didn't know her baby was carrying a baby until Christmas Eve last year. Now, Sharon and Kayla, on the other hand, say Lisa knew about the pregnancy. She just knew about it. Take a look.
Hope had conceived Ashlyn when she was 11 and had Ashlyn 2 months after her 12th birthday.
Ashlyn weighed 2 pounds, 12 ounces.
Hope got up off the couch and her shirt had come up and I noticed that her belly was protruding out. There was a dark stripe up her tummy that women get when they're pregnant. I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Hope started crying and she admitted to me they had had sex. We did a pregnancy test that night. We found out on Christmas Eve that my daughter Hope was pregnant. Hope had never even gotten her period.
I remember screaming and yelling, how could this happen?
Matt was devastated. He was shocked. He was almost in tears. And when he told me, I almost started crying as well. Most people in our hometown blame Lisa for Hope having a baby at 12.
We've gotten a text from Lisa saying that Hope was pregnant in October. The very next day, Lisa sent my husband a text saying she'd taken her to the doctor and she wasn't pregnant. Bailey was happy we finally knew that Hope was pregnant because he'd been hiding it for quite a while. Lisa told Bailey that Hope's father would kill him, and Lisa told Hope that we would hate her. That's why these kids kept it a secret.
Everyone blames me for this pregnancy because she was living with me. She's my daughter. I had absolutely no idea that Hope was even pregnant. I had no idea Hope was having sex.
I guess we were stupid parents. I thought they were just friends.
There's no doubt in my mind that Lisa knew Hope was pregnant and was hiding it.
Okay, I'm a little speechless here. What's your reaction to this? You're saying everybody's blaming you. Let's forget about who's responsible. What's your reaction to the fact that your daughter at 11 was pregnant?
I was completely shocked that she was pregnant. I had no idea that she was having sex, had no idea she was even thinking about having sex.
How far along was she before you say you knew it?
She was 6 months.
So you're telling me you had an 11-year-old daughter 6 months pregnant before you knew it?
Yes.
And you're the baby's father's mother. No. Your son fathered a baby with an 11-year-old child. What do you think about that?
I think it's horrible.
Are you kidding me? He's having sex with an 11-year-old child. What did you say to him when you found out about this?
What were you thinking, doing something like that? My husband and I, we preached at him about having sex, you know, not that it would be okay, but letting him know what could happen if he had sex, because it only takes one time, we told him. So.
You wrote the letter?
Correct.
Why?
Because I'm sick of everyone going back and forth and fighting with each other, and I think it needs to be resolved with a mediator.
Where's the baby? Who's raising this baby?
My sister.
And why is she raising the baby?
Because that's where CPS had her placed. We had asked her before Hope had the baby if she could take her.
And what did CPS say to you about your mothering?
They thought that I had pulled Hope out of school to cover the pregnancy.
They have any issues with 11-year-old child getting pregnant on your watch? They bring that up when they were chatting with you?
Not really. The thing that they came down on me for was Hope's behavior being out of control and me not doing anything about it sooner.
Are you a suitable mother?
I think I am.
There are those that say that you condoned her getting pregnant. You contribute to it or condoned it.
I didn't.
And here's why. That she gets pregnant while on your watch. Lisa let Hope do anything she wanted to do, according to Matt. Lisa let Hope sleep at Bailey's house, according to Kayla. Is that true?
Hope did stay with Bailey's sister.
And Bailey?
Yes.
Look, you're either here to get help or you're here to cover your own ass. You can't do both.
I want to get help for my daughter.
Well, because I just said, they just
too.
said that you were allowing her to stay at Bailey's house. You said, at his sister's. Are you trying to deflect the fact that she was staying over there with Bailey?
I did not know at the time that Bailey and Hope were even dating.
Kayla says that you let Hope watch sexually explicit movies.
No, I do not.
Is that true or false?
Yes, that is true.
You did say it.
Yes, I did.
That is not true. And the reason why they were watching Hope at my house. So if she was watching those shows at my house, they put them on for her.
Well, Sharon says that you talked about Hope's pregnancy like it was just no big deal. What's everybody upset about?
No, I did not.
That you didn't notice changes in her body.
That is true. I did not notice.
Yes, you did.
If they noticed, they should have done something.
I told you that I noticed Hope's belly getting bigger and her boobs were getting bigger as well. And you said, oh my God, I noticed that
They
too.
said you started homeschooling her 2 months before the pregnancy became official, so they say that you did that to hide it.
No, I already homeschooled my oldest daughter. And I pulled Hope out of school because she kept leaving the school.
They said you texted Rod, who's your Bailey's father?
Yes.
Texted him saying, Hope is pregnant. Next day, text and said, Doc said not pregnant. 2 months before you claimed to have known it.
I texted them in December and let them know.
No, that was in October.
Hey, listen, somebody's not telling the truth here. And, you know, that's 10 minutes of my life I can't get back. We're going to take a break, and you guys are going to decide that you're either going to tell the truth here or we're done. So why was 911 called the morning of Hope's delivery? We may get the answer to that, we may not. We'll be right back.
Hope got up to go to the bathroom and started hemorrhaging. We did not know she was in labor until we got to the hospital.
Hope almost died, and no one was really sure if Ashlyn was going to make it.
I sat Hope down when she was 11 and had the sex talk with her and talked to her about appropriate and inappropriate touching. I told Hope that she should wait until she's married to have sex. Hope told me to shut up and that she didn't want to have that talk. She was very embarrassed and just kept telling me whatever, whatever, whatever.
Rod and I sat Bailey down and talked to him about, you know, what could happen if you have sex. And he's like, ew, yuck.
Well, I'm trying to talk to a family that I think is in crisis over a young girl, Hope, who got pregnant at 11. I may be the only one that thinks this constitutes a crisis for a number of people. The baby, Ashlyn, was born 11 weeks premature. She weighed 2 pounds, 12 ounces at birth. Take a look.
The night before Hope delivered, she said she had a tummy ache. Hope got up to go to the bathroom and started hemorrhaging. We called 911. We did not know she was in labor until we got to the hospital.
When Lisa had called us to let us know that Hope was going into labor, we immediately got ready to leave.
I wasn't going to go. Kayla talked me into going up there and supporting my daughter. I didn't want Hope to keep the baby. I didn't feel Hope was ready to be a mother. She's a child herself.
Hope had the baby within 25 minutes of us getting to the hospital. She had an emergency C-section. I opted not to be in the room because I didn't want to see my daughter going through that at her age.
I got a call from Lisa, and she said that they were taking Hope to the hospital. Matt picked up Bailey and drove him up there. Both Bailey and Hope were crying.
The mood at the hospital was very sad and gloomy because Hope almost died, and no one was really sure if Ashlyn was going to make it.
She was so tiny. I thought that she was going to die, so they were both very upset.
Your daughter continues to be at risk. Your son is at risk. And so what I'm trying to do is figure out, is there anything here to build on? And to do that, you got to be honest about how we got in this situation. Now, it's said you texted and you said, no, I didn't. Well, you either did or you didn't. I asked you if she was staying with Bailey. And Bailey said, well, at his sister's house. That's not an honest answer. That's a lie by omission. I want to know how we got here. Are you willing to tell me the truth?
Yeah.
Have you been telling me the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't send that text.
No, I did not.
Rod, did you get that text?
Yes, I did get that text.
Okay, now how is that possible? How did you get it and you didn't send it?
I
Is he lying?
Yes.
So he's lying. He just lied.
I know I got the text because my heart sunk. I mean, when you get a text like that, information like that, I mean, you remember it.
Did you get a text 24 hours later that said false alarm?
Yes, I did. Pretty much false alarm. So it was like, okay, you know, we'll turn to normal.
Why
and
would
it
he
did
lie
turn,
about that?
return to normal.
I don't know, because they don't like me.
That's false.
They don't want to take blame for this happening. I mean, it's all of our faults.
You might be wondering to yourselves, where on earth does an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, where would they be able to hide out to have sex and conceive without being caught in the act? We're talking about children here. Well, we asked their parents, and not one seemed to have a clear answer. Take a look.
I've been very concerned about Hope and Bailey being left alone and possibly having sex at Matt's house.
Well, they weren't having sex at my house.
I've heard all kinds of stories. In a public restroom, by a walking trail.
I've heard they've had sex under the bridge and in the trees in the woods, down at the skate park.
I read Hope's Facebook message to Bailey, and it said that she wanted to have more fun times underneath the bleachers and underneath the bridge. She also told Bailey that the sex was like, wow. That makes me feel that they were having sex in random places.
Where did this happen? Where did they have this?
I heard under a bridge. That's what I was told by my grandson, who Bailey confided in.
What did you hear?
What Kayla had heard. I mean, she told me what Hope's Facebook had said.
Well, here's a big shocker. They're now fighting over custody of this baby and trying to keep their kids apart to prevent another pregnancy. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Who do I want to have custody? Not that family.
I would like to see my sister raise Ashlyn. She can provide a mom and a dad and a stable home, and I would like to see that.
I have heard that Hope wants to have another baby with Bailey because she believes that the state will let her keep this one. Hope is boy crazy. Despite her wanting to be with Bailey, she's still infatuated with other boys as well. Hope likes to say that boys are hot or that she wants to marry them.
She is so aggressive with boys. She was at the school one time and she started grabbing one of the boys' butts at the dance.
Well, that was Lisa talking about her 12-year-old daughter, Hope's infatuation and inappropriate behavior with boys. This baby was placed not with you, even though you are the grandmother.
That's right.
Of the baby. Did they say why they would not entrust you with the baby?
Because I had an open CPS case because of Hope being pregnant.
Dr. Jennifer Berman is here. And she received her medical degree from Boston University School of Medicine. She completed her postgraduate urology residency training at the University of Maryland and received specialized fellowship training in female urology and female pelvic floor reconstruction surgery at UCLA Medical Center. She's also one of the newest doctors on my son Jay's show called The Doctors. So, Dr. Jennifer, first let's talk about this 11-year-old having a baby.
So in terms of, teenage pregnancies, and in this case, this is a preteen, being able to carry a baby to term, it's really unlikely and difficult. And that's why most of these babies are preterm. There's a higher risk of prenatal complications, fetal death, and birth defects. And that's clearly what happened in this case. She was having preterm labor and preterm delivery, which puts baby and mom at risk.
Her body just couldn't hold it.
No.
Okay.
Much less deliver. Most of these babies in teenagers and preteens deliver by C-section because they cannot, for one, carry, much less deliver vaginally. It puts, it's incredible stress on the spine, the pelvic floor, the vagina, the bladder, the urethra. It's physiologically very difficult.
How important would prenatal care be if you're 11 years old and pregnant?
Prenatal care is extremely important because, in particular, related to bone demineralization. Hope is a child, so she's still growing, and the fetus, carrying a baby, leaches calcium from the bone. So the baby can be deficient of vitamins and minerals, and Hope as well. Even now, that's one thing as moms. You are, Lisa, a mom of a child. It is your responsibility to make sure that she's taking multivitamins and multiminerals. So, the next thing that'll happen in one of these dramas or fights, she ends up falling, breaking an arm or a hip, Hope, because she is at risk for, and then ends up on pain pills, and then, we got a whole other problem.
Did you take her for prenatal care or not?
Yes, I took her to, I had to take her to our doctor in town. Her medical, she has to have a referral. I wanted her to have a referral to a specialist. The doctor I did take her to had delivered babies for 30 years, 40 years. And
did he see her?
Yes.
He evaluated her?
He evaluated her, and then they had me come back 3 hours later, and they did an ultrasound to make sure everything was okay internally.
Did he offer you instructions and assistance in terms of prenatal vitamins?
Yes, we got prenatal vitamins that day.
By that point, it's a little late. The fetal brain development is way earlier. Folic acid is really important, so that's why birth defects, neural tube defects are really...
Dr. Jennifer, let me put up a list of the premature baby health risks here, because I think you're saying that because she didn't have some of this stuff, she's at risk, but I mean, it fills up the entire page here. Apnea, anemia, autism, bronchopulmonary dysplasia, cerebral palsy. I mean, it just goes on. Jaundice, meningitis, pneumonia, vision and hearing. This is a high-risk child, right?
Yeah.
Not only was it delivered by an 11-year-old, but it was 2 pounds, 12 ounces. What does that mean for the baby's risk?
Not all preterm babies end up being compromised. In this case, due to the lack of prenatal care and the home environment that the baby's going to return to potentially, that's more concerning than the baby being preterm.
We've got to take a break. So if Hope is still boy crazy, is that going to lead to more babies? Do they have any idea what it takes to raise a child? We're going to talk about that. I think the numbers are pretty sobering. We'll be right back. We've been talking about Hope, who was only 11 years old when she got pregnant by her boyfriend, Bailey. Now, by the way, you're probably wondering, how is this not rape of a child? Well, in most states, including this state, there is a difference in age that defines whether it's rape or not. And in this state, a person is guilty of rape of a child in the first degree when the person has sexual intercourse with another who is less than 12 years old and not married to the perpetrator, and the perpetrator is at least 24 months older than the victim. So here, your son was 17 months older than Hope, so he missed committing a Class A felony by 7 months. Now, Hope's 7-month-old baby, Ashlyn, has been temporarily placed with one of her aunts. Sharon, Bailey's mom, says that ultimately she would like for her family to control custody of her granddaughter, Ashlyn. Take a look.
Who do I want to have custody? Not that family. Well, Lisa's family has all the rights, and Rod and I can only see Ashlyn for 5 or 10 minutes here and there. We feel like we're being treated as criminals for a mistake that my son made.
Not sure that I could raise Ashlyn by myself with Hope being the way that she is. I would like to see my sister raise Ashlyn. She can provide a mom and a dad and a stable home for Ashlyn, and I would like to see that.
If it was at all possible, we would take her because she's part of our family, no matter how she got here.
Well, you want custody.
I would like, if I couldn't, I have a daughter-in-law and a son that's 37 who would be willing to raise her. So it's not just me.
I'm sorry?
I will not let that happen.
Well, I'm sure it's not up to you, but why not, if it was?
Because they can't take care of the one they got now.
Neither can you.
Right, that's why I'm stepping up and saying I can.
You know she's talking about having another baby, is that right?
I had never heard that, no. I heard that rumor. I did.
What's your reaction to that?
That's shocking to me with what she went through, but...
That shocks you, but the other one...
No, it shocked me. But she's just so out of control with everything. Her anger, she's physically assaults people. She doesn't care who she's talking to. She will scream and yell and cuss, and if she's not getting what she wants, she will threaten you. That's just the way she's doing things.
So you've lost control.
Yes.
You admit you are totally out of control of this girl.
Yes.
You have no ability to keep her from getting pregnant again?
I know.
You have no ability to parent her or mother her?
Nope.
So you're just out. Who's going to pay for this baby? If you're curious, new numbers are just out. The cost of raising a child born in 2012 until the age of 18 is right at $250,000. And that's before college, by the way. The cost varies depending on geography. In Washington, where Hope and Bailey live, the cost is over $250,000 to raise Ashlyn according to USDA estimates. So somebody here is going to be looking at having to come up with $250,000 to raise this baby. Bailey and Hope are backstage. They haven't been watching any of the show. Their parents have been trying their best to keep the kids separated, but if it's okay with the parents, and I have to have their permission to do it, I'm going to go backstage and talk to them. Does that, anybody have any objection? Any objection to me talking to your son?
No.
Ronnie, objection to talking to your son? Daughter? Objection to me talking to your daughter? Well, I have a few questions for them. Will there be another baby? Are Hope and Bailey still seeing each other? Do they want custody of their daughter, or have they moved on? We're going to answer all of those questions and more when I sit down and talk to these children with a child. I'm wondering how you guys were able to sneak around and have sex. Where'd you tell him you were?
My mom knew I was at his house.
What made you think about having sex in the 6th grade? Hope was in the 6th grade when she got pregnant by her 7th grade boyfriend, Bailey. Yeah, you heard me right. She was 11 when she got pregnant. And now they're children, and they have a baby. Now, here's their story.
I dated Bailey for 2 years.
I dated Hope for a summer. When I started dating Hope, I asked her why she hit me with a bat. She just says because.
We first kissed at the school park. It was about a year after I met Bailey before we slept together. I was 11 when I first slept with Bailey. I did not think I was old enough to have a baby. I slept with Bailey 6 times.
Being a father feels good. The kids at school call me baby daddy. Sometimes it's funny, but then there are people that are mean about it. The first time I saw my baby, it was weird. She was the size of a football.
I was scared that she wasn't gonna make it, and I was happy she was here though. I get to see Ashlyn 2 times a week for an hour. When I'm with Ashlyn, I get to hold her and I get to play with her. I wanted to have a family picture with me, Bailey, and Ashlyn. The lady that's supervising our visits is keeping me from taking a family picture with Bailey and Ashlyn. I dream about being able to have Ashlyn at home with me.
What do you guys know about being here today? Why we're here, why we're talking to your parents and to the two of you?
I don't know.
You don't know? Could it be that you had a baby at 12 and 14? Would that be on your short list of possibilities?
Yeah.
That's why we're talking? Yeah. Is this the first boy that you had sex with?
Yes.
And you said you done it 6 times?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you using any protection at all?
No.
Had anybody told you about it? About using protection?
Yes.
Did you want to get pregnant?
No.
Were you worried about it?
No.
But were you happy when you found out you were pregnant?
No.
Were you sad?
I was
Scared? What?
scared.
Scared? Uh-huh. How do you feel about the baby now?
I love her.
Yeah. And like spend time with her?
Mhm.
Do you have any idea what it costs to raise a baby?
No.
The cost of having a baby, just taking care of like food and clothes and medicine and housing and all of that kind of stuff is pretty expensive. It's more than $1,000 a month just for the baby. It's like $14,000 a year.
That's like a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. You would like to have another baby, though, right?
No.
You don't want to have another baby?
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon? Had you thought that you might want to?
No.
Because people were saying that you thought you'd like to have another baby because they might let you keep it now that you're a little bit older.
No.
I'm wondering how you guys were able to sneak around and have sex. Where'd you tell him you were? Where'd you say you were going?
My mom knew I was at his house.
Did she know that you were liking him?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were able to hide your pregnancy 7 months before somebody knew you were pregnant? How were you able to do that?
I didn't even know.
How did you finally find out?
My mom noticed.
What'd she say?
She noticed my stomach getting bigger.
She asked you if you were having sex, right? And you said,
Yeah.
no, that's icky, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So you lied about that?
Yeah.
Your mother says that you get really angry. Is that true?
Yeah.
What makes you that way?
I don't know.
If you have that tendency and you don't know what causes it, then wouldn't you be at risk to hurt your baby?
No. I wouldn't hurt the baby. She makes me happy.
Well, but let me tell you, as someone that's had a couple of babies, they're not always fun. They're not always cute and cuddly. They're sometimes really, really demanding when you really, really want to be sleeping or something like that.
No.
And if you mix that with an unstable temper, that could get really dangerous, couldn't it? I mean, do you see that?
It could, but it wouldn't.
Okay, well, the fact that you don't see it.
Even though I think Lisa's a mom, it's not all her fault that Hope is the way she is. It's partly my fault because I wasn't there.
I did let Hope down. I wasn't a very good father. I think if I would have been there for her a little more, then she wouldn't have ended up pregnant. She wouldn't be the way she is today. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, with the parents' permission, I just spoke with 12-year-old Hope and 14-year-old Bailey, the parents of 7-month-old baby Ashlyn. I talked to them backstage because I didn't want to bring them out here, and those of you at home, their faces were blurred or they were shot from behind because they are children. Well, my Twitter feed obviously is just flooding with comments about what y'all are going through here. Draven512 said, what happened to the Barbie dolls and cupcake? Kids are growing up way too fast these days. It's sad. Delta Gamma Doll says, I guess we can take this as a lesson that we need to properly inform our kids of the consequences of sex. At this point, I don't know what to tell you. With regard to Hope, you're clearly in over your head, right? You two don't have any idea how to cope with her.
No, I don't.
True?
True.
I mean, you're quick to criticize each other and argue back and forth here, but, I always listen to guests to see what they have to say to me, why they're here. Because, guests that are motivated, guests that really have something they want for their children or their family, they step right up and say, I need help with this and this and this. I need advice on this and this and this. And we've been here the entire show, and I've heard you criticize each other and call each other names and shout things out from the audience and deny things and accuse each other. Not one of you has asked me one damn thing about what you could do to help them cope with what they're into now, what would be in the best interest of the baby, what you can do to prevent a repeat of this. I mean, we've been here the entire time, and nobody has a question. Nobody has a thirst for knowledge or information here.
Oh, I do.
But I'm going to give some, if just to my viewers at home who want to know what you do in a situation like this, after the break. Well, I'm back talking about a tragic situation. I mean, truly tragic, because we've got a child that got pregnant at 11, delivered a baby at 12 with a father that is 14. It's chaos in these homes. You didn't know that your kids were getting together and having sex at this young age. Now we have this child that's living with an aunt, probably by default, because CPS said she ain't staying here. Just get her out. And so what do? Let's talk first about this side. You guys acknowledge that you're out of control here of your daughter, correct?
Yes.
You said, I can't parent her, don't know what to do, I'm completely out of control. I talked to Bailey, and he seems to be pretty laid back about the whole thing. I don't know what dialogue y'all have had with him, but I don't think any of it's registered.
Bailey has a learning disability.
I understand that. I knew that before we got here.
And he has not been properly diagnosed. We have tried. It's inconclusive. I would honestly like to get help to see if he is autistic, because it runs in on her side of the family.
He cannot tie his shoes, but he can put a motor only a genius could put together without direction.
He likes math and numbers, and that's a sign, too.
Yeah, and sex.
Well, as far as I know, that was peer pressure, and...
He's a victim?
Well, that's what he told my grandson, anyway.
Wow.
So I'm...
Wow.
That's what was said.
Okay. I do think Bailey needs some professional help that you can't give him. And so I am going to make arrangements for him to be properly evaluated. And then once you have that piece of information, I'm not sure what you're going to do different about it. And with regard to Hope, honest to God, I feel like I could stop a car at random out on Melrose and come up with a better chance of her turning the corner than leaving her with the two of you. I'm just telling you, I just don't think you know what to do. You just don't, you're in over your head. And you've said, can't do it. She needs some support. She needs some help. She needs to be out of this situation. So I have arranged to offer you to have a team of experts work with her from the Center for Discovery. And this is a situation that would take her out of your home and put her into a structured environment where she can shake free of the toxicity in this home. And Dr. Matthew Polachek, program director, is here. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, she'd be a great fit. She'd be a great fit for our, an all-girls facility with an all-female staff. So and kind of focusing on building a healthy identity as a 12-year-old versus, what's going on.
I can tell you that while she's gone, y'all have some serious soul searching to do if you agree that she needs to go. I'm telling you, I have confidence in this program. Dr. Polachek is here and can answer your questions about it. But what do you think about that?
I would love that.
What do you think about it?
That's what we're hoping would happen. If she would get some kind of help.
We've made this offer. It will be your job to stand shoulder to shoulder, stop your bickering back and forth, and let her know this is non-optional, that she go to this program. And you can ask Dr. Polachek questions about it, but you should be giving him a real big thank you and a bit of support. Special thanks to Dr. Jennifer Berman. You can see her on The Doctors. We'll see you next time.
Why don't you go sit down over on that chair?
You know, they've offered to send you to the Center for Discovery to help you.
I'm not going. You're not gonna get me there. I'm not going unless I'm in the back of the cop car. Because I'm not going. You promised me you wouldn't make me go there. You promised.
The Dr. Phil show has offered also have your parents come down and visit you while you're...
I wouldn't want them to come and visit me. I hate them. They're liars.
The decision's been made.
No, I'm not going. I hate you, Dad!
Let's talk for a second.
I don't want to talk! I don't want to go! I just want to see Bailey!
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Is her Nigerian husband...
He gave you this when he proposed?
No, I bought my own ring.
Scam artist?
I see Mom being James's cash cow.
He has 3 different dates of birth on 5 passports. The marriage license, it's got typos. They put an M in license.
They don't spell English how we spell. I know Nigerian. I was there.
But that doesn't mean you weren't getting played. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. The word catfish has become quite the buzzword. We've heard so many heartbreaking stories right here on this show, and their sagas are often similar. They find the love of their life online. He is usually some handsome man whose picture has been stolen from some unsuspecting stranger. The romance starts with poorly written romantic letters sent to these love-starved women, and then bam! Hundreds, sometimes thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars will be mailed all over the world to these men for very dramatic reasons. Shipwrecks, pirate attacks, disease, surgery, arrest. I mean, these boyfriends need money stat. But what if, just what if, now listen carefully, instead of falling in love through a computer screen, you fell in love face to face. Jordan says that his mom, Deanna, did just that. And he suspects that she's spending the family inheritance money on this Nigerian nightmare. Now, Mom Deanna says none of what I just described applies to her husband. She says the only thing that she has spent money on is the hundreds of thousands of dollars in travel expenses entertainment, and legal fees trying to get her beloved husband, James, from Nigeria into her home. Take a look.
I met James in 2008 when I was on a family vacation in Malaysia. We spent a significant amount of time together. I knew right away he was Nigerian. By the time we were leaving and going home, we said goodbye in the car. We both had a few tears. I was very confident I was coming back to see him again. How I was going to work it, I didn't know. So I flew back 4 or 5 times to see him in Malaysia. After traveling to Malaysia, I decided I would go and meet his family. When I went to Nigeria, I met his family. I felt comfortable. At the end of that trip, James proposed to me and I accepted. James didn't propose to me with a ring in hand. I'm fairly independent. I designed and bought my own ring. My husband's family took care of the whole entire planning situation. I guess I paid probably a few $1,000s. On our wedding day, we went to the registry. We signed the papers. Everything was certified. And they did seal this. You can actually feel the embossed Nigerian government seal here. The reception was held in Lagos. There was approximately 500 to 700 people. Amen. It was a very fun night. I'm not gonna lie, even that night I went, I can't actually believe I did this. I would say we have a perfect marriage, with the exception of I live in Canada and the Canadian government won't give him a visitor visa.
It's James, Mom.
James? Hello? Hello?
You look good.
That's kind of nice. Since we've got married, I visited him 8 or 9 times in Nigeria. We did a lot of travel to other countries. At this point, it's getting very old. There's no doubt that if the Canadian government could see us together, they would believe that our marriage is definitely real. I want to get to be with my husband, and I want us to be a normal man and wife.
Now, Deanna is a smart, successful, and wealthy business owner who says it would be a major adjustment for her to be comfortable being catered to by a man. But her son Jordan and her brother Dale believe that all her Nigerian husband James sees when he looks at Deanna are dollar signs.
I've sent James via Western Union approximately $25,000.
Whenever I see pictures of James on Facebook wearing new clothes, nice fancy jewelry, I think, how is this possible?
I've given him some clothing, some jewelry, necklaces, rings, a couple watches.
Every time my mom goes to Nigeria, she buys him a phone, electronics. She's always buying him new stuff.
Since I've met James, I would say on the high side, I've spent $500,000. On the low side, $250,000 total on everything, including travel for both of us. Hotels, food, getting married. To me, that's not high. Well, that number doesn't jar me.
To me, that's just crazy.
I would hope she didn't spend that much. That is a lot of money. It makes my blood boil.
He's living like a king over in a third world country. I see Mom being James's cash cow, and he knows it. He's going to keep that coming as long as he can.
Okay, it's good to meet you.
Hi.
And we'll get to these naysayers here in a minute. I have an objective here. I want to do one of two things. Well, I want to do two things. I want to clear this thing up one way or the other. Correct. You want to know the truth, right?
I do.
And if the truth is as you believe, I want to get you with your husband. I mean, come on. Who wants to be married and their husband be halfway around the world?
That's correct.
So we want to get that fixed.
Right.
Or if it's not straight, if it's not right, if you're being, as they think, used, abused, and exploited, then we want to get that handled as well. But we'll get to the naysayers in a minute. Because we do a lot of these stories where guys are in Nigeria or they're stuck overseas and you don't actually meet them, and it's all of this online love and, oh, baby, honey, send me money, all of that. That's not what happened here.
No,
you
not at all.
were over there. You met him. You've touched him. You've held his hand. This is a real relationship.
That's right. I met him in Malaysia, and it just kept going. I knew by the time I was leaving the first trip, hey, I kind of like that guy.
But then you leave.
And then I left, and I came home, And I said, well, actually, I met a guy over there, kind of like, I think I'm going back.
Did you go back?
4 times.
Uh-huh. Did he propose on one of these trips?
Not on that trip. When we went to Nigeria, he proposed to me. I went to Nigeria to meet his family.
Is this the ring?
That's the ring.
And he gave you this when he proposed?
No, I actually bought my own ring. Together we designed it.
Okay, I'm going to put that in the red flag list.
Okay, that's fine.
Were you guys surprised that she was getting married?
Yes.
To someone in Nigeria?
Yeah, I was very surprised. At that time, he already couldn't get a visitor's visa. He couldn't get anything to come to Canada to see us. I thought, this is going to be hard to get him here.
Why was he not coming to see you?
He couldn't get to Canada.
Why not?
Well, 2 reasons. I didn't want to apply. He had a wrong age on his passport, and it's no secret, he's a football player. We never made it a secret.
Well, actually, it's more than just wrong age on the passport. He actually has 5 passports.
1 was lost, and it was a duplicate, which
But he has 5.
shows.
And he has
Not all.
3 different dates of birth.
Okay.
On 5 different passports.
Right.
And he has different names on the passports, right?
No, I wasn't aware of the different names.
Yeah. Do you know anybody else with 5 passports with 2 names and 3 different dates of birth?
No, I don't.
I didn't know.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm fine with that. Address it.
Look, I'm just so country boy. I just kind of look at the facts.
That's right.
Jordan and Dale are convinced that Deanna's husband, James, is not just lying, but is also cheating. We'll be right back.
I believe that James is a fraud.
James is a scammer.
The Canadian government won't let him in. They just say, no, you're not welcome in the country.
What does the Canadian government know about James that we don't know?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Richard is posting sexual content of other women.
Creepy dad?
You're putting sex and women before anything.
Or midlife crisis?
He bought a golf cart, 2 cars, a jet ski, 3 TVs. Did you wind up in debt?
$500,000 when we went bankrupt.
That did include the house, so don't...
Are you excusing this situation?
No.
You're backpedaling.
No, not backpedaling.
The hell you're not.
That's tomorrow.
If James is a scammer that Dale or Jordan think he possibly could be, he would be here in Canada right now, scamming me out of far more than a trip here or a meal there. He would come here for way bigger dollars.
Well, Deanna's been married for 6 years. This isn't like 2-week deals. She's been married for 6 years to a man who lives in Nigeria. She says he is the man of her dreams, but her son Jordan and her brother Dale have a very different take on this fairy tale romance.
I have no relationship with James other than we're Facebook friends. Everything I know about James comes from my mom. I don't believe anything my mom tells me about him. My mom tells me he's a professional soccer player. It's funny, I've researched him. I found nothing. There's no team photos. There's no individual photos. There's nothing on him playing soccer.
I believe that James is a fraud.
When my mom told James that she could no longer send him money through Western Union, he went to Facebook and said his ATM was broken. Why is he calling my mom an ATM?
I also saw on Facebook where James said, I have a new young wife and a son.
Mom says most likely his Facebook just got hacked. I've had Facebook for 7 years and I've never been hacked.
I believe that James is living a whole other life in Nigeria.
She'll believe anything she can so she doesn't have to say it's a scam.
He's had 2 passports with different ages, and somebody wrote down that he was a doctor. The Canadian government won't let him in. They just say, no, you're not welcome in the country.
What does the Canadian government know about James that we don't know? These are all massive red flags that prove to me that James is a scammer.
Okay, what makes you think he's a scammer?
I think he's a scammer. Mainly, he has never been able to come to Canada is a huge red flag for me. The fact that when my mom wasn't sending him money, then all of a sudden he goes on Facebook or social media sites, says ATM's broken. Calling my mom an ATM for sure is one massive red flag. The fact that my mom says he's a soccer player and I can't find him anywhere.
Dale, what concerns you?
What concerns me?
What makes you think he's a scammer?
I feel he's a scammer because of the things that we found on Facebook.
Your husband's 39?
He's 39.
And this is his picture. He's 39?
Yeah, he's a black guy. Black guys look young. Have you looked at his dad?
He's aging well. I mean, doesn't you think he looks young?
Actually, when I see him in person, no, he doesn't look that young now. I don't look the same as I looked 7 years ago.
You look pretty good.
I work hard at it.
Well, on these Facebook posts that they're talking about, James refers to you, they say, as his ATM.
That's not my husband's type of writing. His grammar is not at all ever like that.
Baby, I'm very, very sad. Friend, why are you sad? James, I need money. My ATM is not giving me money. Friend, which ATM is that? My wife.
I actually saw it myself even on there.
You don't think...
It didn't sound at all like his writing.
What an odd person to hack, and what an odd thing to say about that. And then he refers to, this hacker, I guess, refers to James' new wife, missing my wife. He originally said my old wife, and said, old wife, you have a new one? He comments, yes, with a baby boy. I love my baby.
That's actually that picture there. I could be wrong, but you can probably verify it. I believe that picture there was taken at my husband's auntie's house, so it should be very easy to verify.
I would be more concerned.
Yeah, like who's the girl that
about that? I mean, who's he commenting on?
Let's ask him.
Did the hacker go put that woman in there and take her picture?
No, I believe that actually might be even one of his cousins. That would be very interesting to find out and ask. And if you don't mind, I'm not trying to be stupid sounding.
Did you ask him?
I might have way back then. I'm not the least bit naive. I'm not the least bit insecure. I'm very confident in what I do and in who I am.
I'm curious, do you have any concerns at all of the legitimacy or motivation of this relationship that you've invested so much money in?
Myself personally, I have none. I have actually zero. I totally do believe my husband.
Deanna says James is the love of her life, but Jordan and Dale believe that all James may be in love with is her money. We're going to finally hear from James after the break.
My marriage to James is throwing a bit of a crimp into our family situation.
I tell Deanna that I feel that James is scamming her. Deanna becomes defensive, and I back off a bit.
I do get defensive when Dale and Jordan are discussing my husband. When my family doesn't trust my judgment, it doesn't sit very well with me.
She gets upset. She says, if your wife was in another country, how much would you spend to get her over here? What would your cost of love be?
On the new season of Dr. Phil.
My dad sending money to a woman in Mexico that he had an affair with. She had to have a lung transplant.
You paid for a lung, so she just showed up to a clinic with a lung in an igloo cooler, said, I'm here to get a transplant. That's basically what happened. Do you think maybe she's lied to you?
I just want to know the truth. Is my brother-in-law a monster?
An uncle too affectionate with his 16-year-old niece.
You're sending her a letter that says,
I love you with all my heart.
You put whipped cream on your neck, and Grace says you ask her to lick it off.
I don't remember doing that.
The creep meter is pegging over here.
Plus,
you were the facialist to the stars.
Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox.
Accused of hiring a hitman to kill her rival.
Did you solicit someone to kill this man?
It was one of those, oh, I could kill this person. I should find someone to take him out.
You typed out a text message. I have found someone that can do this deed for me.
This fall on Dr. Phil.
My mom talks about the potential of moving to Nigeria for 8 months of the year. I don't see how that's fair to her grandkids, how that's fair to her kids to only have her 4 months of the year.
If he can't come to Canada, I quite seriously think I would probably move to Nigeria. I'm not some girl who's only able to be in Canada.
I don't feel it's safe for my mom to move to Nigeria. You can see she has wealth, and I see her as a target.
Okay, joining us now via Skype from Nigeria is Deanna's husband, James. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm here with your wife, as you know, Deanna, and her son, Jordan, and her brother, Dale. And we're kind of talking about this whole situation and you're not being able to be with your wife in Canada and her having to come there to see you. And, you know, frankly, her son and her brother are really worried and suspicious about the legitimacy of this marriage. Are the two of you legally married in Nigeria?
Yeah, we are legally married in Nigeria now.
All of the documents that you have are legitimate documents for your marriage in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing that I'm concerned about. This is the marriage certificate that you provided to us.
Yes.
But we contacted that department there, and this is actually the certificate of marriage that they issue. And they've never seen this document. They don't issue this document. They don't know anything about this document. And when you go through this document, it's got typos all through it. It says fathers' names, like plural. It has down here a disclaimer on this document. It sends you to a website that doesn't exist. The office down there that issues these certificates of marriage has never seen any document like this, don't know anything about this document, don't know anything about this website, says this is not a legitimate document. And you got this Marriage Act book, correct, Deanna?
Yes.
This is the Marriage Act book, and it talks about the marriage license, but when you look at it, it's misspelled. They put an M in it. Like Nigeria doesn't know how to spell license. They put an M in it.
I'm not sure.
Would that seem right?
I know where I was, and you can check the pictures. I'm pretty sure it's easy to see if that's a real registry office because we both went there knowingly thinking we were going to where we were supposed to go to.
Yeah, that's...
And
there's not a registry at that address.
I have no idea.
Did you look at that when you got it?
I mean, I would have looked at it that much. Like, yeah. I don't study.
Well, if you look inside, if you open it, you were talking about it has a raised seal on it?
Correct.
Registrar's seal. And this says registrar's seal. They didn't type it in right.
Actually, I know, whatever. I know you're finding this hard to believe. I'll let him justify it because I know Nigeria. I know how they spell. They don't spell English how we spell. It's not how we write.
Would they misspell registrar?
Our government wouldn't, but would Nigeria? Possibly, yes.
Hello?
Yes, James, we're here. We're just finding it odd that there are blatant errors in the way these things are typed up. And when we've checked with the Nigerian government and asked, is this correct? They've just said, no, of course not. Yeah, there are also citations in here of the Marriage Act, which comes from the Constitution, and it's not what the Constitution says. There are differences between what it says in here. They've typed it wrong in here from what it says in the Constitution under Section 27 and Section 11 of the Constitution. And then back here, there are 3 phone numbers that you can call if you have questions.
Correct.
And a website that you can go to get information.
Correct.
The 3 phone numbers are dead.
That's not abnormal for Nigeria.
The website doesn't work.
And that's not abnormal. I'm not making excuses. It's not abnormal.
And the website they send you to email here for the government is an address at yahoo.com.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't read it. I guess I went in naive in the fact that I trusted my husband, his family was there, our friends were all there, I traveled with him, everything happened. When I did travel with him, I've never felt scared. He's had ample access to hold me hostage.
Okay,
if you
well,
wanted to hit.
I'm not suggesting he wants to hold you hostage, but I'll tell you what, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
I'm coming on Dr. Phil because I truly believe Dr. Phil could help us find some answers to questions that my whole family is having regarding James scamming me. I would just like Dr. Phil to be able to help me to somehow get him to Canada. We've done everything we can to prove that our relationship is legitimate. I have no doubt in my mind that this is a real marriage, and I truly believe I'm not being scammed.
You were saying that in coming here, you're hoping to get some clarity and hoping that I can help with this. And let me tell you, if I can be convinced that this is a legitimate situation, then I would do anything I could. For me to stand up for somebody, I need to know the facts, and they're going to have to look me in the eye and give me straight-up answers. And I'm a football player, so I've got 5 passports with 3 dates of birth and 2 names on it. Is not a straight-up answer. And saying, they just type funny in Nigeria on this and coming up with a marriage certificate. I know you were there, but that doesn't mean you weren't getting played while you were there. It doesn't mean you were, but it doesn't mean you weren't. I'm not being close-minded. You may have a completely legitimate relationship here, and if you do, I am your best friend.
I agree.
And if you don't, I'm your best friend.
I agree. I agree.
Okay? If you're getting scammed, you want to be my friend, because you want to be my best friend. I'm like a dog with a bone, but if I'm talking to somebody that's like, well, that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, you got to pull your head out and say, I want answers to that too.
I do want
answers to that too. You are in possession of what I believe to be a fabricated document germane to your marriage. If that doesn't give you pause, there's something wrong with your logic.
Okay, and I'm good with that. I want to find out.
Okay,
That's why I'm here.
Just so we're connected here, eye contact.
Right. I agree with you. 100.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. Yep. That doesn't mean you're not married. Doesn't mean he's not a real deal. But I'm telling you, if I were you and I was shipping off a lot of money or spending a lot of money to go see somebody, I would want to know why I was in possession of what appears to be a bogus document full of typos, wrong letters, wrong spellings, and dead websites supposedly issued by a government whose ambassador says, I'd want to know about that.
That's correct.
You've paid some medical expenses, right?
I have.
We have a letter from the doctor, right? Family Health Hospital report.
Correct.
Did some excerpts. Chest was clinically stress up. Now, I don't just play a doctor on TV. I've dictated hundreds and hundreds of hospital records on patients. Hundreds and hundreds of hospital records on patients. I carried out some medical tests. After some days, she regained her fitness. That would really concern me.
It actually really concerned me, too. I said these were not done correctly. We never knew what hospital to go to have the proper medical things done until I hired the immigration specialist.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Therefore, as at March 7th March, 2/12, the patient is 100% okay. Glad we've cleared that up. Patient will be coming to the hospital for checkup and receive treatment till, not until, but till, he is 100% all right. Thank God he's 100% okay, and we're going to treat him till he's 100% all right. I don't know, call me old-fashioned, but generally when you dictate a medical record, they require a bit more specificity than some medical test and 100% okay. Now, I'm sorry, that was not dictated by a physician.
And I agree.
So you are now in possession of what appears to be a bogus medical record.
I think I
You can
actually
put
have
that in the
about 4 of
stack
those in
with
there.
your bogus marriage record.
I went there, I took the actual copy of the paper, I took exactly how much money they needed to be paid. We went to the proper place, there's only a few of them in Lagos. We went to the proper doctor's office, we got the report. We don't even see the report. The report gets sent directly to London. All we get is a receipt from them, and that's what we get. Do you have a copy of the proper ones we've had? No, because the government is keeping them.
But he asked for money because he was sick.
Only one time did my husband say he needed a little money when he had malaria. He did have malaria.
James, who is the woman in the picture behind the car on your Facebook page?
I don't know.
Are you married to another woman with whom you have a child?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. His buying spree.
A golf cart, 2 cars, 3 TVs.
Bankrupted them.
That did include the house, so don't...
You're backpedaling.
No, not backpedaling.
The hell you're not.
That's tomorrow.
James, are you on the phone?
I'm on the phone. I'm with you.
Thank you. Who do you play football for?
It's academy. It's an academy. The football academy. Like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Okay, so you don't get paid?
Now, like in 3-4 months now, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I play with the academy now, so I don't get paid.
Are you married to another woman with whom you have a child?
No, I'm not married at all in Nigeria.
Are you married to another woman anywhere?
No, at all, and I have no baby.
Uh-huh. Who is the woman in the picture behind the car on your Facebook page?
On my Facebook page?
Yes, on your Facebook page. Who is that?
I don't know. I think it's my cousin. Oh, I right.
Uh-huh. Did you refer to Deanna as a ATM?
No. Somebody hacked my Facebook because it's been happened 2 times now. I can't call my wife an ATM. It's not possible.
Uh-huh.
It's not possible for me to call her an ATM. Because I love her and she loves me so much too.
Yeah, James, where did you get the police character certificates that you have?
Me and my wife go there together.
My concern here, again, is this is Nigeria police character certificate. This is a certificate that they supposedly do that says this is to certify that according to criminal records recorded in Nigeria that this person, there's no trace of any convictions, and there are 3 of these, and we start comparing these to the ones that they actually give, and this one says no convictions instead of no convictions, and this is a printed form. And then we have another one here, and they don't bother to have Nigeria capitalized on their official document. You present these kind of things to Canadian officials.
I'm not disagreeing with you. We've hired guys over there who Yep. I can explain a little. I've been there myself in person when one of these were done, not at the police station, where we've hired a guy. This is true, and this is why I'm not sticking up for my husband. He's a little naive. sorry, I'm not being rude, but he's a little naive. So was I. I'm no longer naive. When these reports were done, one time, and I remember this distinctively, a guy came on a bike, picked up his identification, his stuff, went to the police shop, came, and we went and did our own thing, having fun in Nigeria as much as you can have, and he brought us back the report. And I said to my husband at that time, this isn't what the Canadian government wants. The Canadian government needs an actual report similar to what we would get here. Only I've been stopped by the police at gunpoint numerous times when I'm with my husband. My husband will get out and say, what are you doing? She's my wife. She's allowed to be here. They'll literally take my purse, search me right in the middle of the road, make sure I'm willingly there. You name it, I saw it happen. I've been there enough trips. In Canada, would that happen? A cop would never pull you out of the vehicle and say, here, we want to check you. Not with a gun pulled. Come on. It's not Canada. These documents, because we were naive and stupid back then, I'm not going to lie. It's crazy, and the story sounds ridiculous. We have learned since then.
But these aren't legitimate documents.
The one the police have now is legitimate with fingerprints.
But it's convictions, and they don't capitalize the name of the country.
I never read them. Call me dumb, call me stupid. I'm not kidding, I'm busy. You flew us here at the drop of a hat. I had to quit work.
I don't want to call you dumb or stupid, but I want you to listen to the fact that you are being given documents that have been fabricated.
My husband's about as smart as me in that area, and I don't mean to be silly.
Isn't it time to get smarter about it?
We are smarter. We have done the right stuff. That's why I hired an immigration specialist to say, look I have a company. I'm a busy, busy person. I need help here.
Well, you're getting help here.
And that's what I want.
I'm giving you useful information. Where does Deanna see her marriage going now? I'll ask her and talk to these guys that love her for sure when we come back.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, of course I do. What am I supposed to do? I see what you're showing me. I was with my husband when we picked those up. I was as stupid as him, if you want to say stupid. I didn't read the papers. I just went, oh, it must be like, okay, he did it. Good.
So you don't have any questions for me?
Well, I would like to know, what can I do to verify if he's got another wife? What can I do to prove one way or the other that our marriage is real or not real? How do I prove it? Is my marriage real, or is the government actually not letting him come for a real legitimate reason?
Okay. Right now, I understand that you are mentally, emotionally, physically, socially invested in this relationship. I totally get that. And I would take no pleasure in telling you that it was not a legitimate relationship. I would take absolutely no pleasure in that. I have said many times, the only thing worse than being in a bad relationship for a year would be being in a bad relationship for a year and 1 day. The only thing worse than being in a bogus marriage for 6 years would be being in a bogus marriage for 6 years and 1 day. So all I'm asking you to do is say, you know what? I've provided them some documents. They've looked at them with a different eye than I did. They have gotten some other documents from the government to compare to my documents. And based on that, some of my documents are called into question. You say, hey, I was there. We were together. So if there's a scam, we were scammed together.
Correct.
Unless you were being played by him and the people that he was working with.
Yep, correct.
I don't know that.
Me neither.
I don't know. I don't know him. I can't say, but I'm telling you, anybody that doesn't react to the inconsistent data that you have in front of you just simply doesn't want to know the truth. You want to know the truth.
I do.
And I've written a book called Life Code, and in it I talk about the fallacy of benefit of the doubt, where we were taught, you know, look for the best in people, give people the benefit of the doubt. And I say that's ridiculous. You don't give people the benefit of the doubt, nor do you judge them. What you do is you gather information and make an informed decision about that person. You can't continue to turn a deaf ear to this. You need to consider the fact that you are being played here.
I'm being played by hundreds of people then, and thousands of people.
Yeah. That's extremely possible.
For this amount of money, he could have bought his way out of the country. If that's the case, I have to deal with it.
We've had a private investigator on the ground in Nigeria.
Which is perfect. That's what I want.
And it's not coming up good. Do you have an adult child who still lives at home and expects you to pay their way? If so, go to drphil.com. In fact, do it before the end of this sentence and tell me your story, because you need my help. Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. Do you recognize that you may have bogus passports in the mix here?
I know I have passports in the mixture.
Okay. Do you recognize that you may have bogus hospital records?
That I also know.
Do you realize that you may have bogus marriage documents in the mix here?
That paper? Possibly.
Okay, so the fact that there are bogus documents swirling around this.
Well, as long as somebody can prove it, I'm great with it. Like, if that's the case, I have to deal with it.
We've had a private investigator on the ground in Nigeria.
Which is perfect. That's what I want.
And it's not coming up good.
And that's fine. I'm good with that. I need to see that. And I'm not going to lie. I'll take it good.
And I haven't presented it to you because at this point it's not verified.
I want to see the proof. There's no way to show me.
You're getting what you asked for if you don't hear what I'm telling you.
I'm listening.
You have been warned with black and white information that says you need to proceed with caution and you need to verify and find out, not through him, independently, through the government. You need to find out what's going on.
How do I prove that through the government?
Independently.
I agree, but how?
And there are agencies over there, and we can put you in touch with Ambassador Tinalabi's office, who will walk you through this.
That would be perfect.
They have nothing more than an interest in protecting the Nigerian reputation and making sure that people understand there is an accountable, responsible government in place that is interested in making sure people get a fair treatment.
Correct.
On Nigerian soil.
And I'm good with that.
And we will make that introduction and make that happen for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Have I made a fair presentation here?
I just hope that she doesn't go over there until we do have results again. I don't want her to be putting her life.
This can start immediately.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fair enough?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Okay. Special thanks to all of my guests today. If you have a story that has you saying, Dr. Phil, I need you to listen to me, and I will listen. I want to hear about it. Log on to drphil.com. Tell me where you need help. I mentioned my book, Life Code, to Deanna. You guys have been great today. Everybody in the audience is going home with a copy. We'll see you next time.
new today. It was the perfect romance. She fell in love with a fighter pilot online.
He wanted to run off and get married.
Except
she's never met him in person.
Now
he disappeared. He told me that he had been deployed to Iraq flying F-15s.
Is he really who he says he is?
Al still owes me $5,000.
We thought it just sounded fishy.
Watch.
If we have to go to Iraq, we'll send somebody to Iraq.
As Dr. Phil tracks him down.
Al, I know everything. These two chickens come out and meet me. I'm very pissed.
But you won't believe what happens when she finally goes face to face with her phantom flyboy.
I felt sorry for him.
Are you telling me you thought he was scamming you? Now you believe that he actually does love you?
All right, guys. All right, come on.
No, you come on. He has wasted 3 years of your life. Coming up. Let's do it. I want you to get excited about your life.
Here we go, in 10.
Stand by, camera 6. If it's happening now, we're going to deal with it now.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Stand by A, and rolling, check in.
Go, Dr. Phil.
You a question, and you have to answer this honestly, because I want you to think through this with me the entire show today. When you meet people, you always try to put your best foot forward, right? You wear makeup when you go out. You want to look nice. Sunday best when you go to church, right? I mean, I show up in a suit and tie because I'm wanting to look credible. Okay? But is that honest? Is it really who you are? Is there a point at which your best foot forward is so different from who you really are that it could become a deception? Kind of like bait and switch. I'll show you one thing, but you get something else. What do you think people would say if they knew the real you? Not the professional you or the you that is on that first date behavior, but the person you are behind closed doors when nobody's watching. Now, my first guest, Carrie Lee, found love online. And her Prince Charming, a fighter pilot in an ugly overseas war fighting for our country. Well, it's 32 months later, and she and Al are engaged, but she's never met him in person. Emails, phone calls, lots of pictures and images, but so far, not a face-to-face meeting in the flesh. Take a look.
Back in 2005, I met a gentleman online. I read his profile. He was a retired Air Force pilot, now flying with the Air National Guard. For about a month, we had talked back and forth. He had told me he would be able to meet face-to-face. Then he disappeared. No emails, no phone calls. When he did finally call me, he told me that he had been deployed to Iraq flying F-15s and would be there for probably about 6 months. He tried to prove to me he was a pilot by directing me to the Air Force Association website. It said that he had been 11 years regular U.S. Air Force, was a lieutenant colonel, and 18 years in the Air National Guard. Because there was already a really good attraction, I was willing to wait. I quit dating. I took my profile offline. There came a time in 2007, he was so depressed. He told me that the tenants he had in his New York brownstone had left, which meant that the bank was on his back, and sweethearted me volunteered to help. I sent him $3,000. And then I sent him another $2,500. Al still owes me right now $5,500. I have never met Al in person. We've shared approximately 600 emails and 800 IMs for 2.5 years. And he was so supportive. He would send me love songs. He sent me an email that, to me, was a proposal. It was a song, and the title of the song was Marry Me. He made the comment, "You are my life. I want to make you my wife." I fully believe it was a real proposal. Everything that this man was fit with who my Prince Charming was. I have never met Al.
Apparently, you guys had a lot of exchange back and forth. This isn't just like, it was like, hi, oh, well, let's get married. I mean, you guys really unfolded this relationship across time, right?
That's very true. There were over 600 emails.
Can I have the emails and the and the instant messages. Now, instant messages, you can just ping each other back and forth, right?
Not on a cell phone, on the computer.
Okay, on the computer. So.
Oh, my word.
What we have here, no, that's what I'm saying. What I have here are just boxes of, this box full of things that I never knew such a day could come. I never knew such a love could be inside of one. I guess that's the song, maybe, or something. All of our long, long days will be remembered. I mean, these are intimate exchanges between the two of y'all, and you know, there are tons and tons of these things. I mean, I've got them stacked in here everywhere in the sun. So you got to know, I mean, you shared a lot of information, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Now, you never saw him except for pictures.
That's correct.
But he did see you?
Yes.
Okay. How did, by a webcam?
Technology is incredible these days, yes. I had a webcam. In fact, I actually even sent one over to him in Afghanistan so that we could start webcamming together.
So he could hook up and...
But he never got the box.
You got on the webcam and let him see you?
Correct.
Okay. What was his reaction to that?
You'll find it in there. It's wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are, sure there are a lot of wows in there. But you thought he was the one, right? You took your profile down. You said, this is it. I mean, this is the kind of guy that has the values, the beliefs, the focus, the things that I'm interested in. I mean, you guys actually talked about the logistics, the day, not just the starry-eyed stuff, but the real things about life.
Yes.
And he was willing to do that and even take emergency leave when you were going to have some surgery done, right?
That's what he said, yes.
Okay. So we decided at your request to find out exactly who this Al character really was. Now, we told Carrie Lee that we would track him down. And when they brought this to me, I said, look, let's find who this guy is. Let's find where he is. If we have to go to Iraq, then we'll send somebody to Iraq. If we have to go to Afghanistan, we'll send somebody to Afghanistan. So we started looking, and this went from Maine to Florida and now to Los Angeles to get this lady some answers. We're going to talk about what they are when we come back.
This is the street right here. This is the house right here.
Al, I know everything. And I mean everything.
Most people tend to trust themselves. We believe that we know our spouses, our siblings, our friends, but do we really? What happens when the person you believe that you have fallen in love with might be hiding and is a completely different person, has an alter ego? Well, after 32 months of a relationship that was online, a cyber relationship, with a man named Al, Carrie Lee says she was hooked. She admits, I was madly in love with this fighter pilot that was in the war. And when she contacted the show, we thought that he sounded a little too good to be true. It just sounded fishy. We were concerned about it, and so was Carrie Lee's brother, Leon. Take a look.
Al was constantly changing his story, where he was at and where he was going and when he was coming home. This is the original picture that Al had placed on his profile. And through some investigation, this is the John Gavin website, who is the actor, I think 50s, 60s. And if you go all the way down this little website, guess what we find? And I even emailed Al. And I said, you're not going to believe this, but the resemblance is uncanny. He said he was constantly recognized as a movie star. When Christmas came and he didn't come home, I started to have some serious doubts. Once I got suspicious, I asked my brother Leon to help me do some investigation.
I'm very distraught that my sister's been scammed like this. I reached a higher level of suspicion after he didn't come back from the military for Christmas. I didn't approve of the relationship because There was nothing concrete. It was all cyber. I found a blog on an Air Force Association site where this man was answering a question that somebody else had posed, and the statements indicated that he was older than what he had told Carrie.
I was always under the impression that Al was 51, but we discovered that he was actually 61. I've been lied to. I've been betrayed. He sent me pictures of his car with the license plate on it, and so I took it over to the police department and had them run the plates. They did come back to Al. This whole time, he told me that he's been in Iraq. He's actually in Florida. He may not have ever even been a pilot. I was waiting for a ghost, a phantom. Dr. Phil, that's why I contacted you. I needed to find out the truth.
Well, Carrie asked me to help her dig up the truth, and with the help of investigator Harold Kopus, take a look at what happened.
Well, I'm finally going to Florida. I'm a little bit nervous, but knowing it's the first step in a long journey that's been coming for a very long time. The reason I want to confront Al, being able to see his reaction and being able to ask the question why, I really feel that's my right.
I'm in Florida. Dr. Phil's asked me to come here to see what we can do to help Carrie Lee. There's a gentleman that you've sent some money to. He supposedly is in the Air Force. That's his photograph. That's supposedly our guy. Is he married?
According to him, he's never been married.
Do you have any idea what kind of cars he may have?
I've got pictures, one that is a Grand Prix.
I found an address, and I think that address is only about 8 miles from this location. Let's just see if we can find him, okay? I'm about 3/10 of a mile from where we think Al lives. This is the street right here. This is the house right here.
That's the Pontiac Grand Prix. That's a Legion of Valor plate. He told me it had a Legion of Valor. It's confirmation. He's put enough truth with all the lies just to make it possible. Are you thinking of a plan?
So we knock on his door tomorrow morning. I received some information this morning. It's a criminal record we found on Al. This could be a traffic ticket, or it could be something far greater than that. You're nervous.
Well, my nervous level has just, gone up exponentially, yes. I would like to walk up, dressed to the nines, and say, honey, I'm home, when he answers the door. I've dreamed about that.
Well, I see the car, so we're going to go meet Al. Al?
What is that about?
Oh, are you Al?
Do I sound like Al?
No, you don't. May I see Al?
No, he's sleeping. What is this about?
My name's Harold Kopus. I'm here to see Al for just a minute. If you could ask him just come to the door, I'd appreciate it.
Well, that's not likely to happen. Who is this?
I'm a private investigator.
About what?
Well, I need to talk with Al. Are you his wife?
Yeah. Well, in a manner of speaking.
If you just ask him to come to the door, I'd appreciate it.
He said he's really not here. I was asleep.
Well, Al's here. You just got through telling me he was sleeping.
We always say we're sleeping.
I know he's inside that house. Of course, there's confirmation of a wife. I also know that he's too chicken to come out and meet me. I'm very pissed. I am infuriated. This man has put me through hell, and he can't even have the guts to walk out here and face me. I bought this box. It is the Christmas gifts that I had ready for Al the last 2 Christmases when he was supposed to come home. I want to leave these here. He needs to have them. Al, this is Carrie Lee. Please come to the door. Al, I know everything. And I mean everything. I have your Christmas presents here for the last 2 years. Oh, this is so childish. How many times have you told me about the Air Force Creed and what it meant to you? What happened to the honor, the integrity? I guess honor is dead.
Okay, now let's see what we know for sure. He said he was currently flying a plane in Saudi Arabia, but we found him living in Florida with another woman who says she's his wife, then quasi.
You define that one. I have no idea.
Harold, that's what she said, right? Quasi?
Quasi-wife.
She even then changed it to say, well, I just live with him.
Okay, so wife, quasi-wife, I just live with him. We're supposed to be flying a plane in Saudi Arabia, and he's living in sunny Florida. He says he's a lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard flying F-15s for ground support in the war, but he's not registered as a pilot, and he says he flies for Delta when he's back home. They say they can't confirm or deny, but he's not registered there. He says he's 51. It turns out, we find out that he's 61. He says he has 3 brothers and a twin sister. As it turns out, he has one brother that's now deceased. He says he's going to pay you back the $5,500 that you gave him.
I knew I was going to get blasted.
and he hasn't given you a dime. He says that he's going to talk to the military chaplain about marrying you so he can put you on benefits, and that his brother is a surgeon that can do some reconstructive surgery that you have planned for for your jaw. But of course his brother's dead. So it's going to be hard to do the surgery. And he was going to take leave, and he says he owns a brownstone in New York City, and that's kind of what he needed some money for, right? Because his tenants moved out. And Harold, you found no record of him owning any property anywhere, not in New York, Florida, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Iraq, or anywhere, right?
Nothing.
And your brother, he's been nervous about this from the beginning, right?
But he's been very supportive of me and hasn't really vocalized much of that until, of course, I started having really strong doubts.
Okay, well, we're going to talk to him when we come back, and we're going to find out what happened in the hours after Kerry Lee dropped Al's Christmas presents on his door. You're going to be real surprised, because this story isn't over.
Al agreed to meet me tonight here at the hotel if there are no camera crews around.
Now turning the camera off.
I've been completely scammed. I feel that none of this was real. Just 3 hours ago, he was IMing me and frantic because he couldn't get a hold of me. What is going through this man's head? That is the questions I want answered.
Well, we're talking about people who deceive spouses, relatives, girlfriends, boyfriends by pretending to be a completely different person. Now, Kerry Lee started suspecting that her online boyfriend turned fiance, Al, wasn't who he appeared to be. And after 32 months of believing he was a fighter pilot in the Iraq War, Afghanistan and Iraq, currently flying F-15s overseas, she traveled to Florida with the help of our investigator, Harold Kopas, to try and find out. Now, both he and Kerry Lee confronted Al at the house. He refused to come to the door, which I thought was really punk, that he wouldn't come talk to you and look you in the eye. Later that day, Al agreed to meet with Kerry Lee for the first time in 32 months. He said, I'm going to come out, I'll meet with you, but with no cameras. Take a look.
Came up to my room and found an IM from Al. He has agreed to meet me tonight here at the hotel if there are no camera crews around.
For security reasons, I'm going to be right there near you. Okay, let's go. Let's do this, okay?
Now turning the camera off.
I finally got to meet him. It was emotional. He was extremely nervous, agitated, almost in tears. It was almost like a child who got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Al is much older than he said he is. He's a fairly attractive man, and he's definitely not John Gavin. My perceptions were correct. He does have extremely deep feelings. I'm a little concerned that it might even be borderline obsession. He did tell me, yes, that he did work for Delta, that he had been 11 years in the Air Force, and now 18 years in the Air National Guard. When I asked Al about being over in Iraq and Afghanistan, he says, I was over there in 2002 and 2004. I just didn't tell you when. The woman at his house, he tells me, a lifelong friend, and is a very emotionally disturbed woman, and there's no one to take care of her, so he lives in the upstairs of the house, she lives in the downstairs because she has nowhere to go. Al was so adamant that we don't need help. We just need each other. That he loves me more than anything in the world. Tried very hard to get my room number, which of course I didn't give him. He wanted to immediately just run off, get married, and leave all of this behind. I said, you've got to be kidding me. I don't know who you are. I needed to be able to sit there in front of him and look him in the eyes and say, why? Why would you do this to someone you cared about? And all he could do was apologize. There is no way I'll be sucked back into this. I've been manipulated now for the last 2.5 years, and I want to learn how to keep myself from ever being manipulated like this again. I've been a fool for working on now 3 years.
Well, Carrie Lee's brother, Leon, is on the phone. Leon, are you there?
Yes, thank you for the invitation, Dr. Phil.
And you've been listening the whole time, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I want you to listen to what we're getting ready to talk about and see what your thoughts are about this. Harold, you were there for security purposes. We had him, in a halo around you. Because I understood that you kissed him, that you were patting his... I mean, am I crazy here or what?
No, you're not. Holding hands, it was something you would expect for two people who were engaged, lovers, or whatever.
And he started emailing you after you left the house, right? Because I've got him here. He says, I hope you told those people that you no longer require their services, those people being us. I'm sure they filled you with negative thoughts, but if love is to prevail, we need to solve this together. Where did they go? Back home? Or are they convincing you that I don't love you? I need to know. With all that said, I love you so very much, I love you, I love you. And you responded.
Not in the way that it's being made public right now.
Clear it up.
Well, I'm going to. First off, Al was the one that was holding my hand. I am still at the point where I'm trying to get my money back from this man. I wasn't going to just completely shove him away. When the kiss that he's talking about, it was more like I was kissing a child who was absolutely sobbing, like crying his heart out. It wasn't a lover's kiss. It wasn't... You understand what I'm saying? It was more, I felt sorry for him at this point. I've got a lot of pity for this man.
I do understand the words. I got the English language part of it. But what I don't understand and what I'm trying to give you a wake-up call about is, look, are you telling me that you haven't waffled since you were at that front door, that he hasn't started pecking at you again?
No, I have
you
not.
Haven't weakened in any way?
Absolutely not.
You're done. You're finished. You're fried.
Done.
You're not going to have anything to do with him. Because I've got your responses to him here, and...
Now, Dr. Phil, understand my responses are still to keep communication with this man because I need to get my money back. That is the only reason you're going to read those responses that are sounding loving and supportive in any way, shape, or form on that.
Okay, if you're saying that you're manipulating him now, exactly. I'm liking that.
I am.
Because I want you to get your $5,500 back.
That is what you're reading there. That is not that my heart is going to... It's gone out to him that I feel sorry for this man, yes. But am I going to be back involved with him? Absolutely not.
Okay, did you tell our producer, Astra, yesterday that you thought he was scamming you, but now you believe that he actually does love you, but just went too far?
Yes, I did say that.
That's waffling. Leon, help me.
No. It's not waffling that my heart is going back to this man. It's what I believe. I don't believe the man actually intended to scam me. I don't know. I mean, to get the money. All right, guys. All right, come on.
Okay, Leon. No, you come on.
Originally, you got to believe that he was scamming you. At some point in time, you might have gotten caught up so bad that he couldn't find a way out. But you guys developed a relationship, and you definitely. I have to say, Dr. Phil, she's not waffling now. I believe that totally. And secondly, I think one of the reasons that she was trying to kind of keep things light with him after that initial meeting is because there was a goal of getting him on your show too. You would have a lot more insight of what he may need in order to stop doing this kind of thing as much as she may need to stop doing what she's been doing.
Well, Leon, I think you bring up a good point. We invited him till the cows came home to be on the show, to be on the phone where he didn't even have to we'd never see his face. We'd just put up the movie star or whatever to talk about it, and he wouldn't do it. But the question I've got, has Carrie Lee learned anything from this situation, or is she going to be vulnerable to this again? I'm not picking on you. I want to be sure that there is great clarity here about what is true and what is not. We'll be right back. Well, I'm here talking with Carrie Lee. Her brother Leon is on the phone as well. After 32 months of dating Al online, Carrie Lee says she suspected that her boyfriend turned fiance wasn't who he portrayed himself to be. Now, she says he claimed to be a fighter pilot in the war, currently overseas flying F-15s, but she later found out that he was actually 10 years older than he said he was, which put him at 61. He was living in Florida with a quasi-wife slash roommate slash door-answering sleep master who just, we always say we're asleep. That's how it is at my house. Is Robin there? She's asleep. You know, it just, I mean, it defies logic, but the whole point here is you've got to understand a couple of things. Number one, you don't have to settle for that. You are a beautiful, intelligent, articulate woman. You have a life, you have a career, you have so much to offer people. You don't have to settle for somebody that's selling you a bill of goods. So forget that. I mean, you sure don't have to do that. Secondly, you think that he may actually have fallen in love with you and just taken it too far. I don't know. I've not met the man. What I do know is that he perpetrated not a one, not a two, but a 3-year lie with you. He phonied up pictures. He sent you articles saying that he had been selected to fly the F-22, and when you found the actual article independent of the copy he sent you, his name wasn't in it. He put his name in the article and sent it to you and said, well, look here. What do you think was going to happen? That you were eventually going to get married, and then he's going to say, oh, yeah, well, I'm not going to fly the F-22. It turns out they got enough guys.
I asked him that question. I absolutely asked him. I said, how did you expect this to end?
My advice to you is that you forget the $5,500. You're not ever going to see that. I'm sure quasi-wife has soaked that up with groceries and rent or whatever. It's, I mean, if the guy has a gut in his body, if he has any kind of integrity, he will send you his money, that money, but you don't need to continue to just kind of lead him on to get the $5,500. Trust me, I believe that's gone, gone, gone. What you need to do is cut off contact, change your email, change your contact numbers, change everything you can so this guy doesn't show up on your doorstep stalking you and become some kind of a security risk to you.
Dr. Phil, I did that this morning. At about 6 a.m., I had sent him a long letter, again trying to get him to appear at least telephonically here with you and me.
Thank you.
But I gave it, I took a page out of Harold's book, and I got very, very tough with this man and told him there were 2 things he had to do, and that was one of them. The second one was starting to send money to me, but via my brother because I was moving. If he didn't, I was getting rid of my phone number, changing it, my email address. There would be no contact whatsoever.
You need to stop contact with this guy. He has wasted 3 years of your life. What have you missed? What relationships have you missed? What joy, what fun, what things have you missed because this guy dominated your mind and your heart and your focus? Don't give him one more minute of one more day.
My mama had always told me that my loyalty was my greatest asset and my greatest liability, and I've been kicked in the teeth because of it.
Yeah. Well, it's misplaced here.
Yes, sir, it is.
And it's time to move on. So really, let him talk to your brother, and if you hear from him, let Harold know. So we can stay on top of the situation. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to meet a 52-year-old grandmother who's on the other side of this alter ego. She pretends that she's 35, denies having adult children, denies having grandchildren. She's one of those people that says, misdirection, I'm not who I appear to be. We're going to hear from that side of this equation when we come back.
My wife, Deb, has a split personality.
I am a 52-year-old grandmother. In my other life, people think I'm 35.
When she's ready to go out, it's a big deal. Clothes, earrings, shoes. It's a different person.
Well, we're talking today about alter egos, when a person chooses to live 2 different lives, tell somebody one set of facts when their life is another. Now, Dean says he feels his wife, Deb, has a split personality. For the past 3 years, Deb pretends to be a 35-year-old married woman with no kids, no grandkids, just 2 dogs. But in her private life, she's actually 52, is a grandmother, has 3 adult children, and 4 grandkids. Take a look.
My wife, Deb, has an alter ego.
In one life, I'm a booking agent for rock bands. And then in my other life, I am a 52-year-old grandmother. It is terrifying to say on national TV because people think I'm 35.
When she's ready to go out for a show with the band, it's a big deal. Clothes, earrings, shoes.
If I didn't dye my hair, I would be completely gray.
Debbie likes spiked hair, wild. The makeup is heavier than normal.
I always make sure I have on big, bold, funky earrings because that's hip.
I think Deb has a split personality. When Deb's at home, it's typical housewife.
Oh, you got a poop scoop too.
When she's going out, it's a different person, younger, upbeat, and ready to go.
When I'm asked if I have children, I will reply, I have 2 dogs at home, Dog Mommy. That's my nickname.
She does not wear her wedding ring when she goes out. She should be proud that she's married.
When the bands come to my house, I remove all the pictures of my children. I change the picture on my laptop. I usually have my grandchildren, but I change it to my dog.
When we know a band is coming, I get the lecture every time.
My husband and I go over a question and answer session because my husband always slips. One time when the bands were here, Dean yells, "Grandma!" And I look at Dean and I'm like, I am going to kill you.
If she's close to me, she'll kick me.
If Dean is not able to keep up the facade, I'm going to have to ship him to a hotel. 2 years ago, my son was living with me.
Deb made her son, Stephen, pretend to be her cousin.
He was pissed off. I am a big liar and a big hypocrite. And I despise people who are hypocrites.
I've tried to talk to Deb about this, and I can't get through to her.
For me to lose my alter ego scares the out of me because it has become a part of me.
Well, you realize you're on the Dr. Phil show. And
yes, and I know it's either going to...
Millions and millions and millions of people watch this show every day, and that is a camera. So you're kind of blowing your cover, aren't you?
I hate hypocrites. I hate liars. I teach my children and my grandchildren, do not lie, it's better to tell the truth. And here I am, Big L and Big H. I'm a hypocrite and a liar. And I hate it.
And I'm tired of it.
Well, yeah, she's sending you, she's making you hide and go to a hotel or hide.
It's the same every time the bands come over.
We have a question
house.
and answer session that we go through. A week before the band gets there, we go through question and answers. The day before the band gets there, we go through question and answers. The day the band gets there, we go through question and answers. And he still screws up.
No, he doesn't. He just can't forget who he is. He can't forget that you've got you've got adult children and 4 grandchildren. That's just kind of in your DNA because it's the truth. You're the one screwing up.
But he has to.
And I don't know how to say this without being indelicate.
Go ahead, hit me.
You don't look 35.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not trying to... You're a very attractive woman. Seriously, you really are. You're very well groomed. You're very attractive. I'm 57, and I wouldn't have guessed you to be 35. I would have guessed you to be older than that. I mean, do people, when you tell people, I mean, it'd be like me telling people, yeah, I'm 34.
No, I don't.
I'm 34?
Yeah.
No, when a band asks me how old I am, I say, well, how old do you think I am? And whatever they say, I go, yep.
Okay. Well, don't worry about fronting yourself out then. They've been smoking too much dope or something. I don't know. I mean, really, did you really think it how did you decide 35 was the magic number? Why 35?
Because that's what the bands have been telling me. 35, they said 35, 36, 37, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go, yes.
Yeah, people tell me I have thinning hair.
Yeah.
But listen, I mean, don't you think that you're missing a lot of who you really are? I mean, if I'm in a band and somebody can get me bookings, they're making me money, they're getting things handled, stuff's happening, I wouldn't care if they were 12 or 112 if they're getting the job done.
But they will change their perception of me. They will start looking at me as the grandma,
The grandma that can't be hip, the grandma that can't like rock music, the grandma that can't say the F word to them, because that's how we communicate with each other.
So you dress hip and talk hip, and like, what do you say that's hip talk?
Like if they're talking to me, they go, yeah, we're really down with that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm down with that too. I don't talk that way normally. Or they'll say something sweet. You know, I go, yeah, that is sweet. You know, and I don't talk that way normally, but I talk that way with them. And when they call me, you know, I'll say, how the are you doing? They go, well, I'm doing good. You know, and they're allowed one call an hour. And if they call me more than one time in an hour, I'll say, what the do you want now? You know, so that's how I talk to them.
So you're throwing F-bombs and saying things are sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, that'd fool me. Coming up, now we got to take a break. Dean claims that Deb's alter ego is just a cover-up for her true fear, which is growing older. We'll be right back and let her answer that question.
I want to come to terms with my alter ego. I've been this other person so long. I'm not the mother. I'm not the grandmother.
It's gone too far.
Sometimes I forget that it's a game I have to play. I do not tell anyone that I have 3 children or 4 grandchildren. I'm not denying them. I just don't acknowledge them. I am scared to death of being viewed as a grandma. If they were here and a band was coming and I had to tell them they had to leave, it would rip me apart inside, but I know that's what I have to do.
Well, we're talking about people whose private life is at odds with their public persona. Now, even though Deb is 52 years old, has been married to Dean for 18 years, has 3 adult children and 4 grandkids, she says she must pretend to be a 35-year-old married woman whose only kids are her 2 dogs, and that she does this for the sake of her career. Now, Dean says Deb's just gone too far, is referring to their only son as a cousin in public. Do they think Dean's 35?
No, they think he's married to a much younger woman.
Okay. So, and how old are you?
56.
And you're okay with that?
Yes, perfectly.
You're perfectly okay with that? So they think you just married an older man?
Right.
Okay. But you don't let him say much?
No, he's not allowed to talk.
Yeah.
He screws up.
Okay, and why are they coming to your house?
Because they stay with me when they come to Dallas to do a show.
So they don't have to go to a hotel.
Right, they stay at my house. And I have to child-proof it. I have to...
You take down all the pictures?
I take down all the pictures when my grandkids' toys were there. I had to give their toys away so that there would be no toys there. Kids' toys, we put away the kids' movies.
So, if these are like young rocker dudes...
Yeah, they're all in their 20s.
And we've got one of those in our family. Our youngest son, Jordan's a young rocker dude. I'm assuming they probably don't watch the Dr. Phil show a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my son, Jordan.
Okay.
And he knows I'm 57.
But you're not in the music industry.
But do you... Because you said this is a must because you're in the entertainment industry, but you're not on stage.
No, but I'm in the background, and it's all about age. It's all about, are you hip enough to understand what these rockers have to go through and what they have to do on stage? And if they look at me as a grandma, they're going to go, okay, we got to tone it down. We got to start respecting her and not talking like we do with her now.
I mean,
yes.
You really think that...
Yes, I really seriously, being on this show, it's either going to make me or break me. I'm going to lose all my bands, and I'm going to have to shut my business down, and I'll plank my ass on my couch and sit there for the rest of my life. Or the band's going to say, you know what, we don't give a crap.
So you just thought you'd just flip the coin and see what happened because you're tired of living the lie?
Exactly. I am tired of living this way because I have been struggling with this, and my bands trust me. I consider myself honest except for my life. I don't share my age and my children. Yeah. But other than that, I'm a very honest person.
Maybe they'll decide it's cool and they'll just start calling you like G-Mama or something, you know? Could happen. You could just...
Very possible, very possible. I don't know. This scares the crap out of me.
Well, don't you feel relieved, though? I mean,
yes,
it's out
it does.
there.
It feels
is
like a
out
load's
there.
been taken off.
And you've got to feel relief because you get to stay home and you can talk and
Yes,
everything.
and I'm proud of her for doing this.
Well, I am too. We'll be right back. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. And let me tell you, I live in... Well, I want to hear your thoughts about the stories that we talked about today. And I know you have them as well because there are billions of people on the internet every day. And if it's gone sour for you, if something's happened, you've been defrauded and hurt, we want to hear about it. Go to drphil.com. Tell us your story because it gives us a chance to alert people to what's going on. What you did today in coming on and talking about this will save a lot of people a lot of pain. And I'm glad you had the courage to come on and do it. It would have been easier not to. Harold, thank you for your help. We'll see you next time.